I don't like making exposed type videos. I hate the drama and stress that comes from making them, and I truly did want my return to commentary to be as drama-free as possible. However, I take the topic of child predation extremely seriously, and the predator I'm discussing in this video has gone after and hurt multiple innocent kids. Kids who don't have the platform to speak out against this grown man. So for the sake of ensuring that more minors aren't hurt and that most victims can get justice, I decided to use my platform to help spread the word. There will be a Google document linked in the description that was created by me, YouTuber Juj-Puj, and another person who has requested to stay anonymous, which this video will be covering in its entirety. Jegg, Jeggcilent Jeggsample JLS1001, or Jeffrey is a name you may recognize if you are in the official Discord server of the YouTuber Juj-Puj, though he's also rather active in tank or military-based communities and the War Thunder fandom. The Judge server peaked at around 500 members, with members mostly between the ages of 16 to 19. Jegg is a 25-year-old man born October 1st in the year 2000, who has been in the server since its creation back in November before he was eventually banned in March. He was a rather close friend of Juj, so along with being extremely active in the server, he also had admin permissions and held a position of power. This man has displayed a pattern of extremely predatory and disgusting behavior towards minors. There is a total of 5 specific minors he had an obsessive fixation on from the Judge server alone, along with him sending extremely inappropriate messages into a public server full of minors despite being a 25-year-old man who's well aware of the age demographic. In the past, he has also claimed to have, quote, almost become a lol cow at some point before he met Juj, and insinuated it may have revolved around allegations of pedophilia. If you're someone who recognizes his profile picture from the thumbnail and you have information relating to that, please reach out via the comment section. If this is not his first time victimizing children, we need to know, so we can get justice and prevent him from hurting anyone else. This is not a petty internet drama. This is not some small stupid thing. This is a grown man who's a near decade older than everyone here, showing a long pattern of inappropriate behavior towards these children. He is not their peer. He is not their dad, despite how badly he wants to be. He is a grown man actively preying on kids. Typically, the outros of my videos are mostly me saying the conclusion to my main point, but that's not the case in this video. The outro will contain a very important update on the situation I don't want to go over until after I've gone over the doc and shown just how bad this is, along with a message playing at the very end from Juj herself, since this went down in a server she owned. So please do not skip the outro. There will be some other names you need to keep in mind throughout this video. These people are all censored due to being minors. Even if you think you have a good idea as to who some of them may be, please do not reveal their identities. We are keeping them anonymous for their own safety, and saying who they are will only endanger them. Simply leave them alone and focus on the actual child predator we'll be discussing here. Mina is a 16-year-old girl you'll see with teal coloring. Blue was a 16-year-old boy who was also a mod for the server nearly as long as the server was a thing. You'll see him censored with blue coloring. Lucy is a 16-year-old girl you'll see censored with pink coloring. Red was a 17-year-old boy during this who, while not a victim himself, will be mentioned due to being relevant in numerous parts of this video. He'll be censored with red coloring. Note that I will be rather critical of him in some parts of this video due to numerous things he did in the situation that only endangered the victims further, along with other background info on him I'm not getting into here, but he is still a minor and being censored for his own safety. Do not seek out his identity, just leave him be like everyone else kept anonymous here. Lucas is a 19-year-old man who will be censored in yellow coloring. He isn't a victim himself, but will be relevant to later parts of this video. Purple is a 17-year-old boy who was a moderator in the Judge server. He also isn't a victim, but he'll be relevant when we get near the end of the video. He'll be censored in purple coloring. Anything/anyone you see censored with black are people or conversations that aren't relevant to the situation but happen to be in some of the screenshots. Also, for my fellow dirty Americans, it's very important to remember that one of the doc makers is from the UK, which means the timestamps may be inconsistent in certain screenshots shown. While America has timestamps in the order of month, day, year, many other countries such as the UK have timestamps in the order of day, month, year. So for clarification, the screenshots shown in this video and in the doc have taken place between the span of November of 2025 to May of 2026. Though before I can start, I want to define grooming real quick just so we're all on the same page. According to the National Office for Child Safety, grooming is a form of manipulation to prepare a victim for abuse. A direct quote from the website says, quote, Grooming can occur online or in person. Online grooming is the process of establishing and building a relationship with a child or young person while online, to facilitate sexual abuse that occurs either in person or online. This is achieved through the use of internet or other technologies such as phones, social media, gaming, chat, and messaging apps. While child sexual abuse often occurs after or alongside grooming, acts of abuse do not need to occur for grooming to have taken place. Similarly, perpetrators can also physically abuse a child without grooming having taken place. The main signs of grooming are favoritism towards said victim, attempting to build trust via gift-giving, special attention, or using a position of power, attempting to isolate the victim, and of course, desensitizing the victim to sexual content. Groomers often attempt to target children who are already vulnerable, such as kids who aren't being supervised or kids who have fallen victim to grooming in the past. Now that that's out of the way, we'll be starting off with Juj and Miguel's story. These sections are organized based on the timeline of when Jegg began his inappropriate behavior with each person, and Juj and Miguel were the first to experience his predatory behavior. Juj most likely doesn't need much introduction if you're active in the art commentary community, but she's a freshly 18-year-old commentary YouTuber with nearly 100k subs. Keep in mind for this section that she only turned 18 in January of this year, making her a minor in the majority of these screenshots. Miguel is Juj's boyfriend, who's still 17 to this day. He's also Hispanic while Jegg is white, which is relevant to this section as Jegg ends up displaying a very strange fascination with that detail. To start off, Jegg was well aware of both their ages, to the point he would even make jokes about how bad the age gap between himself and Juj was right after she turned 18. If he could make a joke about it being bad when she was 18, clearly he knew that the way he behaved when she was 17 was even worse. At Jegg, at Juj, she does this to me all the time, so I've seen. Not even my helmet protects me from her beatings. You gotta defend yourself, little bro. Wouldn't look good on my portfolio if 25-year-old gets in a scuffle with 18-year-old British woman. Throughout their friendship, Jegg would constantly make extremely sexual and generally odd comments about both Juj and Miguel, to the point it desensitized them from how bad it was until he began weaponizing Juj's platform to prey on more children. He would make remarks about Juj and Miguel's relationship very often, treating them more like fictional characters he's chipping together rather than real actual people. He'd also make numerous jokes about imagining Juj and Miguel having sex, which I will be showing on screen. As you can see here, these screenshots are just him referring to interactions between Juj and Miguel as kinky or freaky, even continuing this behavior after Juj says not to talk like that in a server full of minors. Damn, Miguel is starving. He's hungry for me. Kinky. Whoa, oh whoa, okay, not in the 16+ server. I'm gonna lick you or something. Kinky. Grossed out crying emoji. I would, enjoy that more than you know. Shrugging emoji. I'm going to do some very nice things for you when you get here. Evil Juj would be with the evil Miguel. Kinky. Not buff. Of course he's buff. Right, at Miguel? I want him the way he is. FreakyJuj.exe. That's something for you to find out and something that Juj knows. Clearly you don't know me. Yes, I do. Note here the way he specifically talks about Miguel's body, something he'll become more extreme about later on. And in this next screenshot, Juj and Miguel didn't even say anything before Jegg immediately began fantasizing about what freaky shit Juj subjects Miguel to. God knows what Juj subjects poor Miguel to. Freaky shit. Question mark, question mark, question mark, question mark? While in this next screenshot, Juj did bring up the freak joke first, Juj was still a minor during this, and Jegg as the adult is responsible for not engaging sexually with minors. I shall carry the freak legacy on and rise above all. She will rise to freak queen and rule them all. Crying emoji. I want to lick you. Oh, okay, Lamau. Yes, please. Yay! Oh no, they're getting freaky again. Along with more screenshots where he keeps making unprompted remarks about sex lives, while they're both minors. Like in this screenshot here, where he's clearly making a sex joke, but when Juj acts weirded out, he immediately backtracks and says, well, I said redacted, so you can't be sure what I meant. I always be dreaming of him. Yeah, dreaming about redacted and even more redacted. Not just that, I can't wait to share a home with him. Not just what? You saying redacted makes me think we're saying something inappropriate. As soon as college is over, I'm grinding out and getting that apartment. Well, that's the joke. You have no idea what I'm actually saying, so it can be literally anything. These are also DMs he sent to Juj when she was a minor. Oh, absolutely. We are already infatuated with each other. It's honestly eerie how similar we act with each other. Just like you and Juj. Yeah, I don't know, man. How do you even know how we act? I can take a good guess. Go on, you're very welcome to be open, I don't mind. Well, you like to chat about things that you like and what you two do day to day, events coming up in your life, things you want to do together, places you want to see, updates on games, etc. Maybe from time to time more intimate moments with pictures and dirty talk. Interesting. How would you guess or know something like the last part? Well, I was your age once too, and also fell in love in this age of technology stuff. Like that is very common among teens and young adults once they hit puberty. I guess so. While this next one isn't exactly about sex, it still shows his strange fixation on the relationship between these two at the time minors. At Juj, at Miguel, now kiss. We are. Kiss harder. Or this next screenshot of a grown man joking about two minors having sex when they discuss how long they've stayed on call for, which he'll repeatedly do throughout his interactions with the two. Me and my BF got 173 hours if I remember correctly. Yay! 173 hours of sex. I mean, Juj did wear you out last night. I mean, yes, 13 hours. I literally fell asleep on call. First time I've ever done that. Yeah, she said you were snoring. Lol. High Juj-based exhaustion. This joke goes here. Video of a man slowly taking off his shirt to reveal a very muscular, toned body underneath. At Juj when she meets at Miguel in person for the first time. Hell yeah, get your ass in DMs. Already there, heart emoji. 2 trucks? And they're having sex? Sex, squash me. Inspection. Hey, that's my gif. And that's my skin. Thor skin. Uncomfortable side-eye gif. The Juj Miguel 14-hour redacted section. These next two are, once again, him fantasizing about what Juj and Miguel do intimately, but note how he literally brings up his own age, just showing he knows how much older he is than them, and they were both minors at the time of these next two screenshots. Only he's allowed to know. Me, who's 25 and has been on Discord long enough to know exactly what you two do, but won't say anything out of respect and privacy. When you know exactly what at Miguel, at Juj do privately, but you can't say anything. Question mark reaction? For this next one, Juj and Miguel had been talking about their ideas for when they lived together, specifically stating that if they get like a 2-bedroom home, they could put Miguel's workout stuff in there. If we get a 2-bedroom apartment, the second room can be for your workout stuff. The other room will be for At Miguel, my Laura advised me not to make a joke regarding you and your wife here. Image that says, no dick sucking in the library. GIF of a fish sucking on another fish. Juj when she gets Miguel. At Miguel, sometimes I like to think Juj thinks about you so much that she sees you in her food like a cartoon. Image of a duck head with a buff body. Clearly, you don't own an air fryer. At Juj, at Miguel, mistletoe. At Miguel when he dresses up as Santa for Juj, and it's a video of a buff Santa ripping off his shirt to reveal a very toned buff body underneath. My BF is sleeping right now and I can't even warn him. He'll probably see your message first thing since that's probably what he checks first every morning. Wait until we're in person. Entire server when that happens. Brian and Stewie scream over. He'd also make rather strange remarks directly to Juj and Miguel, referring to himself as being attracted to them. These first two show him admitting to picturing Juj naked after she makes a silly doodle of herself, this being the doodle in question. Imagine if this implied that Juj sleeps naked. Isn't that ridiculous? Why are we picturing me naked in the first place? Shits and giggles. And here Juj posts a picture of herself cropped due to people saying very weird things about her chest, to which Jegg says this. Posting this crop because you guys say some weird things about my chest, literally saw 1 centimeter of cleavage. Yeah, me. I'm the weird one. Or here, when someone jokes about Judge's belly, and then Jegg goes on to say he thinks she's sexy. Juj, when you slap your belly, do you automatically go, rog, slap, bwahaha? This might happen. Someone got the ref, oh my god, crying emoji. Guys, I think his wife is sexy. I boo anyone that flirts with either of us. Juj is gatekeeping Miguel from us, because if we, weak mortals, laid eyes on him, it would be like the Germans after they opened the Ark in the original Indiana Jones movie, Trust. No, I just don't want people going after him. Wouldn't kill you to play along with the joke. Keep in mind the mention of Judge's real name in this next screenshot. It will be important soon. I genuinely look so off today. How do you get those scratches on your face, by the way? You look like you normally do, but with some cuts. I mean, granted, the cuts make you look cooler. Fighting off woman, probably. Most probably. Definitely, actually. His heart belongs to Juj. No wench can take that from him. You know, Miguel's probably the only person who knows Juj's actual name. Or when people tag me when I'm just trying to have a normal convo and they go, "What about Miguel?" Man nervously sweating gif. This next one is a DM he sent directly to Juj when Juj was talking to him about a very personal matter, calling himself a special friend and trusted adult that makes her feel safe. Well, that can't be with everyone, right? Is it just because of my little special friend position and being a trusted adult that makes you feel safe around me? Another message he sent in the server completely randomly about Juj and Miguel. Miguel proves himself daily that he's both perfect for Juj and one hell of a guy. Juj is a fine woman and an amazing friend. Picture of Miguel. What a fine-looking gentleman. At Miguel, didn't know you started a cult. Screenshot of a video titled "The Internet Cult Obsessed with Curvy Woman." For context, Jegg has an actual fixation with cat girls, which will be discussed later in this video, and he's joking about Juj becoming a cat girl. Joe mama, come on, turn into a cat girl already. In this next one, Juj had been thinking about changing her persona due to sexual harassment she'd been facing, and then Jegg just has to chime in saying that everyone wants to fuck skeletons and it wouldn't make a difference. Okay, what if I just make myself a skeleton? Everyone wanted to literally fuck Sans the skeleton for a while. Now, about Juj's real name earlier, Jegg had an odd fixation with trying to find out her real name and other personal info about her, which he'll continue to do with other people later on, to the point Miguel had to talk to him about it in DMs. And Miguel, do you know Juj's actual name? Well, now I'm curious, because I'll be honest, even if I learned her actual name, I'm still gonna call her Juj. I've known people on Discord for over 3, sometimes 5 or longer years, and I still don't call them by their actual names. Well, just ask her. You've known her for a solid bit. True, yep. She's all like, oh, who am I kidding? If you're around, she is too. Both of you are glued together at this point, lol. And yes, I do know her real name, just don't want people in the server going looking now. I mean, I wasn't gonna ask for it, but fair enough. After literally asking about it multiple times. No, I trust you, but I don't trust anyone in the server, and she doesn't like to be called her real name. And people in her own family call her Juj, so works out. While we're on the topic of DMs, there was also a time Juj and Miguel had been growing so uncomfortable with Jegg's inappropriate behavior to the point Miguel had to have a serious talk with him about stopping. I don't think she quite understood what I was trying to say. Yeah, I tried to explain it to her, but then you just kind of went on. It got weird. You should have explained it, like edited the message, you know? Yeah, can you tell her I'm sorry and that I didn't exactly convey what I was trying to say and that I'll wait for the timeout to end? Oh wait, shit, hold on, I gotta apologize to you. It wasn't my intent to upset you. I definitely didn't handle it well at all. Juj is your woman and I should be more careful when I'm making jokes like that. I'll definitely do my best to watch my step a lot more now when it comes to that. I'll accept the timeout, I'll wait it out. Thanks for the apology. I just want to pause real quick and say, notice how what he was apologizing for was making sexual comments about Juj. Because Juj is Miguel's woman, not because Juj was a minor and he is 25. He doesn't see that as the problem. The problem he has is that Juj is your woman, not mine. Okay, anyways. I have to be the better example and role model. I'll tone it back from now on. I get what you mean, and it's okay, Jeb. Just next time, don't be so weird with your jokes. Just explain what you mean, even if it ruins the joke. It does help. Of course, man. Thanks. Yep. It wasn't just their romantic life he was interested in either, as he had a very odd obsession with both of their bodies and Miguel's race. Miguel is Hispanic, and so was Juj's child predator ex, known as Castor. Jegg had a very odd obsession with this fact, making comparisons between the two because of their race, and making other comments regarding Miguel's race and the body types of both Juj and Miguel. When Castor's race was mentioned, Jegg immediately compares Miguel to Castor, a child predator, mind you. He's Mexican. I think Juj just really likes Hispanics. He'd go on to constantly bring up Miguel being Hispanic in very strange ways. In this screenshot, they were discussing an injury Miguel got when Jegg not only makes odd remarks about the two, but also makes it into a racial thing. He broke his neck because his brain got so big from filling up with thoughts about Juj. Yes, I'm making art of me and him right now. Thankfully, he has that Hispanic trait of healing super fast. He should be fine and get up to swim to Juj in, I'd say, about 15 minutes. He even has to make generalizations when Miguel's discussing his fear around everything going on with ICE right now. Yeah, always have to love the fear that someone can just make a call and I can get deported. I assume you come from a Mexican family who's been in Texas for a while. And then, with absolutely no prompting, I can only assume Miguel fits the description of almost every Hispanic kid I knew in high school, which was a lot. I'm from a very Hispanic part of Maryland, no offense. Miguel got that raw Hispanic aura that makes him leagues better than Castor. Juj want that Hispanic aura. Miguel, you gotta show Juj Hispanic hospitality. Picture, meow, confirmed Hispanic catboy. I haven't drawn a Dragon Ball character in a while. Miguel's Hispanic self-insert Dragon Ball fan character when? And in this next one, they were talking about Roblox's age verification and what people got when they submitted their face. Lol, when I was 17, it said I was 18 to 20. Discord thinks your ass is old then. They thought I was 30. Hispanic aging moment. And no, when you see this next image showing up again, over and over again, it is not a repeated image. It is Jegg comparing Miguel to the most obvious Mexican stereotype ever on several different occasions. I like the idea of me and Juj seeing @Miguel look like this, the image. Miguel, image. @Miguel, this is also you, the image again. And more of him being weirdly interested in Castor's race. @Juj, what fucking ethnicity is Castor? I can't even tell. What ethnicity even was Castor? Why is he my race? Get him out of my gene. I don't ever want to look like bro. Picture of Miguel. My cutie husband. The Mexican Mog. Picture of Miguel. He's slowly getting Goku hair. Slowly happening. The true Hispanic rep. Dora. Also, Goku wouldn't fight Dora. They're both Hispanic icons. Miguel sending a picture of him winning a match in a game. Hard carried my team. The lobby screams Hispanic just from the profile pictures alone. Think of me like this. Can I think of you as Hispanic Brawly instead? 7-foot-tall, buff Hispanic man who I accidentally piss off and slaps me so hard I go flying through several rooms like a Gmod ragdoll. That's Miguel in my headcanon. Miguel is just a buff Mexican, which is good enough. He doesn't need anything else. Bro's already set. Miguel, you. Picture of an overly buff cartoon character. In this next screenshot, Juj sent a picture of herself while talking about her insecurities, to which Jegg just had to make an actual comment about the 17-year-old girl discussing her insecurities. Look how much my stomach pokes out in this photo. It doesn't, baby. You look awesome. Man, Miguel about to go feral. And he'd go on to do the exact same thing to Miguel when he was also discussing his insecurities. I look like shit right now. I shall still smooch you. Yay! Just this alone is gonna make Juj act up. I thought the slapping the belly part was the reference. It is. Who knows what Miguel will do to Juj belly? ... Wait, no! For the part of his interest with Juj's body, he would have a very strange fixation on the fact she's chubby, constantly comparing her to himself and making odd comments about her weight, and how he doesn't want her to be, quote, fat and miserable like him. @Miguel, don't over-chub the Juj. I'm starting to get fatty again. Sad face. No, don't lie to yourself. Well, you gotta make sure she stays healthy. Broken heart emoji. That's not his job. Is it not a shared responsibility? And in this next odd conversation about Juj's, quote, assets when weight loss was being discussed in the server. Once again, Jegg is 25 and shouldn't be talking like this to children. Without a stomach, it's physically impossible to hold those assets unless I get implants. Ew. But I don't want that. Ew. I don't want that, guys. Crying emoji. Plus, it's none of your business if I did, to be honest, but I heavily don't want to. Wait, are you saying if you lose weight and have a smaller stomach, your boobs will still be big but put more pressure on your back, making you have back pain? He'd continue to keep harping on about weight loss, insisting Juj had to lose weight despite her weight not being the source of her health issues. I want Juj to be happy with herself and healthy enough to spend all her life with Miguel. I'm not healthy and I won't be for the next few years because stuff. Would DM you, but I don't know. I mean, it wouldn't hurt to take small steps in the right direction. That's not how it works. You mean you don't have like 30 minutes to do a couple of exercises? Nothing is permanent, but genuinely it's up to you what you want, and yeah, I'm willing to support you through such things, my love. Even if it's very little, I'll always support you and write those nice messages. Honestly, I just don't want Juj to be fat and miserable like me. Gotta preserve Juj like an artifact. It's up for what you want, but genuinely I think you're perfect the way you are. But I'm getting fatter! Literally fatter! Jeff, why are you like a Redditor? Hey, you don't hear me slandering you. Juj, you should watch your weight. Juj, you should lose weight. Juj, you don't want to end up like me. Me not wanting you to be unhealthy and miserable is slander? I'm unhealthy and I hate it. It sucks. There is also his obsession towards art of Juj being drawn. He already has a pattern of begging for art and going to the point of making people extremely uncomfortable on purpose for the sake of pressuring them to draw him. We'll get to that later, don't worry. However, he had an odd obsession with art of Juj specifically. Hey Juj, look what my wife made! Make 200 more of these. All these connect into one love comic though. I love doodling me and my husband. Very much so. Actual definition of waifu art. They call her 051. 0 kills, 5 deaths, 1 boyfriend carrying her. I get hard carrying. Can we draw buff as fuck Miguel carrying Juj like a fireman? Oh, @blank, have you drawn Juj yet? Photo of a sketch. It's good. I can imagine a sword or dagger in the right hand. Draw Juj in that pose. Another sketch. What do we think of the pose? Every morning, that's my pose. How do you do angle so well? Draw Juj like that now. @blank, turn Juj into a cat girl. Guys, draw more ship art of Mr. M and Juj. Draw more Juj. I just use her character in her thumbnails and videos as reference. Picture. Art. Yum. Yes. Miguel, you must make more art of your wife. Double production wife art. Hey bro, how would you feel about a Juj statue? Whoa, where's this coming from? I don't want a statue of me because I don't want one. Made a new drawing. Warning, kinda suggestive. Bro cooked. And finally, there was an incident of him defending people who sexually harassed Juj in her comments, claiming they're just being cringe. For context, these are the comments Juj was showing, left on a video of her talking about a rather serious topic. I feel sorry for myself for gooning to your avatar. I'm miserable now. Why would you admit this on a serious video? Pull up your skirt. So hard being a woman online with 90,000 subscribers and Patreon fans. Woe was me! You literally show off your whole body in the first second. You have no right to complain. And to that, Jegg had this conversation about it. Juj showing the screenshots of all these images above. Some people just deserve the death penalty. I know, right? Yeah, people who commit terrible crimes like mass murder or unspeakable actions, not being cringe on the internet. From what we've seen here, it really does look like Jegg groomed Juj and Miguel. Remember the definition of grooming I brought up in the beginning. He succeeded in making two minors trust and rely on him, introducing and normalizing sexually inappropriate interactions and content to them, showing obvious favoritism in the two and isolating them in DMs. He also straight up admitted to viewing Juj sexually in multiple of the screenshots shown while she was a minor. Juj and Miguel were the first people in the server he groomed, and thanks to that, it opened the floodgates for him to get away with grooming more kids in the server. This is where our third victim, Mina, comes in. Mina is a 16-year-old girl. She was a rather active member of the server and friends with Juj. Unfortunately, a majority of the events in this section happened in VC, as Jegg would often VC her one-on-one, whether in DMs or by locking her in the server VC alone with him. Though a lot of the behavior he does here is repeated with his other victims, which does help prove that he does act like this. Jegg didn't begin showing any interest in Mina until after another situation occurred, with a 30-year-old member of the server known as Goom saying some rather inappropriate things to her. The same day after the situation was handled, Jegg reached out to Mina by pinging her in the general chat of the server and asking how she was doing after everything. At Mina, hope you're doing okay, sorry this had to happen to you, and if you ever need anything, we're all here for you. Not only putting her on the spot in front of hundreds of people, but also airing out what was supposed to be a private situation without even asking if it was okay to bring up publicly. Mina obviously never responded to his ping, yet that didn't stop him from pursuing her. He'd continue to ping her in the server, often at random just to attempt to get her attention, even attempting to bait her into responding with mentions of her hyperfixation. While Discord does count replying to someone as mentioning them, Jegg would more often than not just randomly ping her with a picture of her hyperfixation. A very odd and subtle attempt to get close to her immediately after she just got away from another adult taking advantage of her. Remember what I mentioned in the beginning about how groomers tend to target people who've been groomed in the past? Yeah, that's what's happening here. From JLS1001 mentions Mina, 125 results. When he began his friendship with Mina, one of the first things he did was inquire about her mother's awareness of her having online friends, saying it was good she wasn't. Predators also often target children who are especially vulnerable or unsupervised. Him inquiring about this in the first place only shows his intent. This 25-year-old man telling a child it's good her mother doesn't know about their online friendship. Your mom doesn't want you talking to people online. She doesn't know that I do, so we're good with that, thankfully. Probably good that she doesn't. He didn't take long to begin pressuring her into showing her face to him either, which she'd often brush off, saying she doesn't feel comfortable or would do it another time because she was too nervous about saying a harsh no. When they were in VCs in the server where other people would turn on their cameras, he'd start using that fact to try and pressure Mina into turning hers on so he could see her face. Mind you, this is a 25-year-old man pressuring a 16-year-old girl he just barely started talking to into showing her face to him. For context, in this first screenshot, he had been pressuring her in VCs into showing her face for a while now, to which she had replied saying not now, but maybe another time, which he took as a chance to pressure her further when she clearly wasn't comfortable with it. Hey, you did say you would show me what you looked like, right? Yes, I did. Ooh, can't wait to compare you to your OC. Do you want to show me now or another time? Maybe another time. Is that okay with you? Yeah, sure. I've done that more times than I can count. Can I see some pictures of Mina, not OC name? I mean, the real Mina, like you said I could. Yes, I did. I just think it's too soon. Too soon? Well, if that's what you believe. Sorry, Jegg. Jegg also had a pattern of infantilizing Mina, which he would do with other minors in the server as well, infantilizing them while simultaneously attempting to become sexual with them. You busy tonight? I'm not sure, TBH. It's a Sunday night. What could a Mina be doing on a Sunday night? A Mina? OC emoji. Good question. I thought you were a little rat creature who hides in holes in the wall and eats all my food a night, and sometimes draws cool art. Surprised OC emoji. A rat? Not exactly a rat, just a very small person with a knack for cheese and crackers. Oh, okay, smiling OC emoji. Tiny little nerd girl who hides in my walls. And like I said about the random things talks, he was DMing Mina about a vacation he was taking and how there were a lot of cool places he wanted to visit, only to suddenly turn the conversation into a talk about Really? Like what? Empire State Building, Statue of Liberty, Ellis Island, Natural History Museum, World Trade Center and 9/11 Memorial, Teddy Roosevelt's house, the Tank Museum near my grandma's house, and probably more I don't remember or can't think of on the top of my head. There's a museum of on 5th Avenue in the city, kinda curious what's there. A museum of Who knew there would be one? Scared OC emoji. There's actually a few around the world. But that's so cool how you get to visit all those places. Disgusted OC emoji. What? Link to a Wikipedia article called List of Museums. There's a list! No 25-year-old man should be sending a list of museums to a 16-year-old. And of course, DMing Mina about catgirls, which is a kink of his. He has an actual attraction to catgirls, and he's DMing a 16-year-old about catgirls. Even if he's not talking actually about them inherently, the fact this is something he is actually attracted to makes this weird. Do you think catgirls elongate when you pick them up like this? This infantilization eventually turned into a big thing with him, where he'd start talking about wanting to put her in a box so nobody would hurt her, despite Mina discussing her discomfort with it during calls with him and in chat saying she doesn't want to do the box thing. This is a screenshot of the testimony she had about the whole box joke when I asked, which initially started in a call that occurred in the server after another incident. Basically, there were a lot of weird people joining the server at the time due to attention for the UTTP. And of course, Jegg telling her the only way he'd stop is if she drew from him. Later on in this video, we'll go deeper into his constant art begging. This, plus him knowingly making a 16-year-old girl uncomfortable just to pressure her into drawing for him, is already extremely concerning on its own. Hey, it's completely okay if you don't want to answer and want to stay out of it, but I'm looking through the Jegg archive and keep seeing this thing about Jegg insisting he wants you in a box, sometimes staying it in response to you not drawing for him, and I was just curious what the context for that was. Hey Lex, sorry for answering late. I'm not sure if I'm remembering this correctly, but I remember the server was talking about safety for a little bit, and then the topic came to me. I remember him saying something like, "We gotta protect Mina," and then there was a picture of a bunch of army men gathering around to make a giant shield. And then he said, "Everyone protect Mina like this." He then decided to move the topic from shields to boxes, so on the topic of that when he said, "Let's box Mina." But then when I said stop or something like "let's not," he started treating me as if I was a dog, sending Scooby-Doo gifts saying, "Would you do it for a Scooby snack?" And I remember I asked him how I could make it stop. He then asked me to draw my character, and you don't have to get in the box, and I wanted to get him off my back, so I did it, and I regret doing it. Oh, I'm so sorry, that's so weird. I'm still not getting in that damn box. Draw me putting you in a cardboard box with just your head sticking out of the box, and I won't put you in the box. At Mina, still haven't seen that box drawing I requested. You know what that means, get in the box. Lamau, yeah, from now on if anyone weirds you guys out, let me hear someone higher know. Will do, yes sir. Mina gotta go in the box. Huh? Gif of character from her hyperfixation looking uncomfortable. I made it nice and comfy for you. Get in. Oh hell no. Would you do it for a Scooby snack? Not even. Well, let's get 2 more. Nope. Get in the box. During this, there was also an incident in VC where Jegg called Mina his quote, art slave, and took the joke so far it actually made Mina cry. When confronted about this, he'd go on to insist he didn't remember this happening, not confirming or denying, simply saying he, quote, doesn't remember, calling a child his slave. He'd go on to rant about this in Bree's DMs, also continuing the claim Mina is like a, quote, little sister to him. Mina said I called her an art slave in VC at one point, and I don't want to accuse her of lying or anything, but I have no recollection or memory of ever saying something that awful to her. I always saw Mina as a little sister to me, so that, on top of me learning I made her cry at one point and made her uncomfortable, absolutely broke me. Like, I remember everything, and I can't ever say I've said something to her that was on that level of awful. Because even that would upset me if I said something like that. I've been trying my absolute hardest all day to try and think of when or how something like that could have happened. He also could go on to have the same conversation in Judge's DMs, repeating his claims of viewing Mina like a little sister. I'm sorry, fucking what? I'm feeling completely crushed right now. I never wanted to make Mina upset ever. She was like a little sister to me. No, this can't be happening. This also happened exclusively in VC, but multiple of the doc makers, including me, witnessed quite a few of these incidents personally and even spoke up to Jegg about being weirded out by it. Essentially, there was another teenage boy in the server that Mina would act friendly towards, talking about art and games they both like. Jegg quickly began to ship the two together, and within VCs, if he ever saw them both in, he'd loudly joke or even straight up accuse them of being sexually attracted to each other. He would often make comments referring to them like one would a fictional character, even using the term headcanon to describe his idea of how they'd act in relationship together. It was a very strange fixation, and while we don't have proof of it, given it only happened during multiple VCs, he'd go on to repeat this behavior with both Juj and Miguel, along with another victim you'd see soon. As he tried to get closer to Mina, he began pulling her into VCs more and more often, whether it was in the Juj server VC or pulling her into a private VC in DMs. When she asked him why he was always pulling her into VCs, he had told her it was because he saw her as so much more mature than the other server members. He actually pulled the "you're mature for your age" card. He began to speak rather harshly to Mina in these private VCs, and her breaking point was an incident that happened in late 2025. Yes, this happened early on in the timeline, however, it took her a long time to process and tell somebody what he had said, which is extremely common for victims of this sort of thing to go through. Not everyone realizes how bad it is immediately, especially when they're a victim of grooming. Groomers often cause victims to feel like it was their own fault, despite all the responsibility falling onto the groomer. It's very hard to admit to yourself that the adult you thought was safe is actually preying on you. Jegg had moved her from the public server VC to a private VC in DMs. They'd been talking about her hyperfixation, more specifically Mina talking excitedly about an award her hyperfixation had been nominated for, when Jegg said, and I quote, "I bet your vagina exploded because of how much you love insert hyperfixation." This obviously shocked and disgusted Mina, causing her to leave the VC. Although it was brushed off as merely a bad joke until later on. She had to take some time to process what happened, and eventually when discussing Jegg's weird behavior towards minors on March 12th, she ended up telling Blue what he said back then. Blue immediately went and informed the head moderator Red about this due to Blue not being in contact with Juj or even in the server anymore at that time, forwarding the message Mina had sent him when they were in DMs discussing the situation further. Jegg said this to Mina, by the way. OMG! After this, Red and Blue got into VC together to discuss how predatory Jegg had been acting, and by the end of the call, Red had agreed to go tell Juj. Something he never ended up doing. Now, Red is a minor and we've already confronted him about what he did, so I'm not going to harp on him too much, but his actions in the situation did help Jegg get away with it much longer than he should have. Jegg was banned on March 5th, which we will get into later, and this is an apology message he had sent to Mina. Hey Mina, it's me, Jeffrey. I'm using a speech-to-text voice thing to really convey this message since it's better than just regular typing. I just want to apologize for a lot of things I may have done to make you uncomfortable and say, well, I have no real recollection of calling you an art slave. I feel if I did say that and if it's true, then I cannot really atone for that, and I apologize. You are more than that. You are a brave individual from the moment I met you on the server. You were always like a little sister to me, and I really valued and appreciated you for who you are. You are brave, funny, immensely upbeat, cheerful, and you are a great person just to be around. I thought it was very brave of you. Despite being a target to many people, you were always able to push through and keep things going, to just the people around you and to people like me. I know our friendship was beyond ruined at this point, and I am accepting that, but I just want you to know that you are a very amazing person. I think that you should keep doing what you're doing, being who you are, making wonderful art, and being the best goddamn hyperfixation fan out there. Keep going, keep being brave, and keep being who you are. Be that light in many people's lives as the friend you are, and don't stop being you. Jegg, Jeffrey. First of all, know how he said he's apologizing for things he, quote, might have done. This wording is already incredibly dismissive and speaking as if the reality of what he did is still debatable. He then continues by only bringing up one of the many inappropriate things he had said to her, as if his actually inappropriate behavior wasn't something he needed to apologize for. Also, look at how he goes on to say he sees her as a little sister, which given his obsession with being viewed as a parental figure by children he meets online, only comes off as more creepy. We'll be getting into that, don't worry. He then spends the rest of this apology love-bombing her rather than taking any real accountability for the extremely sexually inappropriate behavior he displayed towards her. This isn't an apology. The closest he gets to apologizing is saying he's sorry for things he might have done, which isn't an apology at all. In general, this apology just shows his refusal to even admit his behavior towards Mina was inappropriate, let alone make a true attempt to atone for his actions. This apology means nothing and solves nothing. The next child Jegg has behaved inappropriately with is Lucy, a 16-year-old girl he began talking to in January of 2026. Luckily, Lucy claimed she was never DM'd anything sexual. However, Jegg would discuss NSFW topics with her in the server, and she was still the subject of his obsession, to the point of remaining in contact with her well after the Juj server got taken down. We aren't trying to claim he fully groomed her, but his behavior and special interest in her does help show his pattern of being inappropriate towards minors. Based on what I have witnessed and heard, I truly do believe he was in the early stages of grooming Lucy, however. Like he groomed Juj Miguel and Mina. Somehow, nobody warned Lucy about Jegg after the server was taken down because we assumed Red would have, but for whatever reason he chose not to. However, we did get in contact to ensure she was safe and warn her about his inappropriate behavior, to which she was also surprised Red hadn't told her because she was still in contact with Red, and Red knew she was still in contact with Jegg. Although she did share screenshots discussing how he'd often be the one DMing her unprompted, using her interest to try and bait her into responding to him. Well, I don't really know how this would be him trying to get close to me, but he often DM'd me first, sending me memes of my interests such as 𝓟𝓵𝓮 and SMG4. While in some of these later screenshots Lucy is the one bringing up NSFW topics, remember that Lucy is 16. Jegg is 25. As the adult, it is his responsibility to disengage and tell her that's inappropriate. Instead, he feeds into these NSFW topics while well aware of Lucy's age. He even refers to her as a small child in this screenshot I'll show here. It's amazing, but I'll always be stronger than Lucy. I don't know, Blue. Unless you got a diet of pure protein and hatred, it's gonna be hard to take on the small child who's got the same diet as Son Goku. Dap me up, my boy. I feel your pain, my child. Jegg would often obsess over Lucy's opinion on him, venting to his other victim Mina about thinking Lucy didn't like him. He would also refer to Lucy as his little sister, just as he had with Mina, although the little sister comments had often happened in VC. This is one screenshot of him venting to Mina about Lucy, however it isn't the only occasion as he'd vent to her about Lucy much more in VC. I can't shake the feeling that Lucy either doesn't like me or has me blocked. Why do you say that? I don't know, I've just asked to be friends with her like twice in the server and even sent her friend requests a couple times that never went anywhere. It feels like every time she's in a VC with other people and I join, she leaves and we don't interact very much. When I tried to send her a DM regarding my SMG4 poster, I couldn't message her. That one being most likely due to Juj telling everyone to disable friend requests and DMs because of the trolling thing. I don't really have any proof and obviously don't want to just come out of nowhere and confront them on the server, especially if I'm just overthinking this whole thing. Know how he said he was considering confronting Lucy just because he thought she didn't want to be his friend? That will come in later. That will be coming in the section about the next minor. In the beginning of their interactions, Jegg would be very insistent on befriending her, which she was initially hesitant on. At Lucy, gonna add you as a friend because you're also a super SMG4 fan. At Lucy, can't even DM you a picture of my SMG4 poster I own because we aren't friends. I kind of only friend people I 100% trust. I'm not saying I don't trust you or anything like that. Then, after Lucy mentioned her experiences with grooming, Jegg proceeded to randomly start talking about his own trauma revolving around. We are not speculating on the honesty of his claims, however the timing is rather suspicious. Especially with the mention of him once again talking about facing false allegations, which makes this sound like an attempt to bond with her over similar experiences rather than genuine venting. Either way, he should not be talking about this with a child nearly a decade younger than him. It's okay, it took me almost a full year to recover. I know how it feels. I was in an abusive relationship in high school. It was rough for a while. I had the most abusive relationship in middle school, and then I dated this girl for like 3 years, but she threw me under the cuts off. As someone who was raped and abused is my only experience in being part of a relationship, I know how hard it can be to pick yourself up. Well, dude, I'm even more appalled that you were raped. Like, what the fuck? The next day after that, she accused me of being her in my school, and that was the start of her downfall. He also randomly donated money to Lucy as a way to insist on their friendship. You'll see him do the same thing to Blue later on, using money as a manipulation tactic in his section, making this a pattern of using money to try and win over these children who have shown previous hesitance when it comes to interacting with him. I fucking knew it. Thanks for the donos, Jegg. I mean, why not support a friend? At Lucy, do you hold your plush like this? At Lucy, please watch. This next one, they were talking about Jegg's friends fighting. He's gonna sick Lucy on you if you don't reply, matey. Nah, my other friend. Gulp, he's a cold-blooded killer in there. I know I can get him to kill. Your other friend? He's a good friend of mine. I ain't afraid. Lucy it is, then. Oh, thank God. Also, Lucy is okay. I've helped her stay positive and not in the dumps after she got banned, considering we're currently both in the same boat. Yeah, she's fine. She made some really good art like a day ago. Ooh, yeah, I think she sent it to me. It's her current PFP. For context, Lucy did end up getting banned from the server for her own safety due to having conversations revolving around NSFW topics, along with being very parasocial to multiple content creators within the server. Behavior she's since improved on, sought help for, and acknowledged her past mistakes. Instead of telling her this was inappropriate like the other mods did, he would tell her that there was nothing wrong with her behavior, even going on to DM her after his own banning, promising that as soon as he gets unbanned, he'd make sure to unban her. A promise made without even consulting anybody, and further pushing the idea that there's nothing wrong with a minor talking sexually to strangers online. A lot of people liked me there, I think. Don't worry, once I'm back in, I'll let you back in. No, you don't have to. I think I need a break from that server, not gonna lie. I'll come back when I'm ready, okay? No, I insist. It was really nice having you around, and you brought life to the server in your own little way, you know? You're just as important as everyone else. Okay, but I need a break from there. I'll come back eventually, promise. Alright. Luckily, Lucy is doing better now and no longer displaying these unhealthy behaviors. But the fact that Jegg saw a child doing this and his immediate reaction was to reassure her there was nothing wrong with what she did is beyond concerning. Lucy is a child, and no adult should be encouraging that sort of behavior to a child. Given this and how he'd engaged in conversations about NSFW topics with her, only adds to his pattern of predatory and dangerous behavior towards minors. I feel so bad that I have a damn near porn addiction because I am a minor after all. Hey, don't feel too bad, you're a hormonal teenager. It's completely normal for teenage boys to look up that stuff from time to time. Yep. Which is just Jegg agreeing that it's normal for a teenager to have a porn addiction. Fun fact, the word cuck in its meaning actually originates from the cuckoo bird, which lays its eggs in other bird species' nests. Guys, look at Chris dancing! These two canonically add sex, by the way. True. I don't want to say it personally, but I'll say it now. His voice was not fun to listen to. Kind of reminds me of someone I was friends with. He was 18 and would constantly yap about his fetishes in general chat and crash out in the venting channels, and insult anyone who tried to speak with him. I think he even, asked my 17-year-old friends for it. Yeah, bro, we know about your addiction and how little you view yourself, but some of us would like to enjoy our time here and not constantly feel bad for you. Burger. Yes, Burger. Stop in the VCs, damn it. Piss. According to Lucy, he would also vent to her about his personal issues quite often, which would end up playing a bigger role in a section we'll get to later. While there may not be sexual abuse going on here, his behavior towards Lucy only highlights his patterns of being inappropriate towards minors. The way he behaved towards Lucy was incredibly inappropriate, and the fact he remained in contact with her, attempting to get closer to her well after his banning, is beyond concerning. Luckily, Lucy has cut him off and blocked him completely after Ryder the dog reached out to her. Now, on to Blue. Blue met Jegg through the Juj Discord server shortly after it was created. They didn't talk much until February 15th when Jegg sent Blue a direct message asking why the UTTP was after him. Blue explained it was due to an exposed video he made regarding the drama stemming from the UTTP's actions against him. During this conversation, Jegg also commented on Blue's voice, saying it stun-locked him. He also brought up Blue's gender identity, mentioning that Blue is transgender, and comparing Blue to another trans man of the server, which we'll be calling Lucas, centered in yellow for the sake of context. Jegg then states that Blue was born female, identifies as male, and as the conversation progressed, Blue became increasingly uncomfortable and decided to block Jegg, finding his messages to be somewhat transphobic and backhanded. Okay, I gotta get to the bottom of this. Why are so many people after you? It's because of the drama I've had with the UTTP, mainly stemming from my most popular video. I exposed their actions and now they're after me and my friends, as you know. Is it the one with 27k views? Yep, I actually never heard your voice before, so I got stun-locked for a second. Oh, I see, lol. Judge already told me you're in the same boat as Lucas, so I know about that. What? Born female, identifies as male, trans man. Yeah, okay. So Miguel said a channel made a video about him, and this channel also has a video about you, so I thought you could help. Screenshots of the channel and the video. It appears they're in the server, but this is the video about Miguel is gone. Yep, I'm aware, already took care of it, abandoned them. Is that blank guy a UTTP person too? Yep. So why is Bree, Judge, and Miguel getting dragged into it? Just association? Why are you interrogating me? This whole ordeal is making me uncomfortable, bro. I'm sorry, that was not my intent. I just never got the full picture on the whole thing, and I feel like I could help better if I knew more, but I'll stop. Sorry. You're alright, man. If you want, you can watch the full video for more context. Yeah, I'll do that. That's probably gonna help a lot more than what I'm doing now. I just feel like I should be at least helping and contributing when it comes to helping you all, since I have experience with people trying to make me a lolcow a long time ago, and it sucks. After their conversation, Blue went on to tell Judge and Red about it in a group chat they had, to which Jegg also began talking to them about Blue. Oh, honestly, I think Blue had a nice voice considering I've been listening to their UTTP video, and it's a nice listen. They're a great narrator. Questionable, but okay then. Well, I guess it's more that he doesn't fit the person he wants to be, which makes sense. Okay, what? Question mark, question mark, question mark? That comment was not needed at all. Yeah, no, fuck him. I don't know if I'm reaching here, but isn't that kinda implied transphobia? Sorry, but commenting on my insecurities like that is fucking rude. Yeah, that's pissing me off. It's just like what Lucas tells me. Lucas identifies as a boy, but everyone comments about his voice sounding like a girl, so they always misgender him. And obviously that can get annoying after a while. Can people stop fucking comparing me to Lucas? For the love of God. Blue decided to block him shortly after this conversation, already finding Jegg uncomfortable to talk to. I blocked him, I'm not dealing with that BS. After Blue blocked Jegg, Jegg reached out to apologize. Blue forgave him to calm him down, but stated he didn't want to speak to Jegg again after this conversation. Look, the reason Blue and Lucas get compared to each other is that they're both trans men. Now, I know there's obviously more to them than that, and it's not supposed to come out as an insult or jab, and this clearly hurts Blue more than I was even aware of. I had no idea they were already being compared to, and the only reason I even did compare them is because I fumbled at the time, and couldn't remember if an FTM was a trans man or not, so I thought I was going the easy way by bringing up the only other example I was confident in, since I'll be honest, the only FTM trans men I know are literally Lucas and Blue, unless there's someone else in the server that's also that and I'm not aware of. Hurting Blue like that just feels absolutely awful, and I don't expect to be forgiven right away, or even soon at all. If he wants space from me, that's fine. I just want him to know that I'm truly honest to God sorry for upsetting him. It's okay, I guess. I just really don't want to talk to him at all. Also, I want to note that Lucas and Blue were not the only trans men in the server. There was another trans man on the mod team that had been on the mod team for like the whole time the server was a thing. Shortly after, on February 17th, 2026, Jegg appeared on Blue's livestream, gifting him memberships and money that totaled to $49.50. Despite Blue's previous statements about wanting nothing to do with Jegg after their prior encounter, Jegg still reached out. This was also the first time Jegg had sent a friend request, which Blue denied. However, it wouldn't be the last time Jegg tried to befriend Blue. JLS1001, $1, JLS1001, $3.50, Tree Fitty, JLS1001, $20. I got cheated out of my crabs during the mob vote, I want them back. No hard feelings, Blue, I hope this is a show of good faith, 𝓟𝓵𝓮. Blue found this rather concerning due to having been groomed before. His groomer had done the same thing, with sending him money as a form of manipulation. Jegg's behavior only reminded Blue of that experience. Suddenly giving a bunch of money or gifts is one of the ways groomers attempt to gain trust. The fact Jegg's immediate reaction was to shove nearly $50 in Blue's face to attempt to pressure him into forgiving him was a major red flag from the start. It also comes off as incredibly manipulative. Not gonna lie, Jegg donated a lot of money last stream. I was surprised, 𝓟𝓼𝓮. How much? He donated almost $30 worth and multiple memberships, 𝓟𝓼𝓮. Because right after he donated, he said, I hope this will make up for it. An inconvenience? Yeah, maybe you're right. At Judge, girl, you better hold me back because this suspicion is slowly growing. Screenshot of Jegg giving the super chat donos. Like after the donations, he commented that. $24.50, and then he gave people memberships, so even more money. All these people except for Get-It36 was gifted memberships. $5 each. $59.50. Wait, $49.50. Sorry, dumbass keyboard. You're good. Holy shit, bro spent almost $50 on me. All because I was mad at him. Maybe I'm just overthinking, sorry if I am. Bribery, holy shit. Same bullshit Caster was pulling, actually. Yeah, it is because he wanted me to forgive him. Okay, I'm gonna try and screenshot it. Found it. No hard feelings, Blue. I hope this is a show of good faith, 𝓟𝓼𝓮. The message below Lucas's. Blue had a voice chat with other members on his server where they discussed Jegg. Some of the members shared their experiences with Jegg. One member, aka Lucas, who Jegg had compared to Blue because he was trans, showed his DM with Jegg after Blue blocked him. Well, I learned a valuable lesson today, huh? Keep this between you and me for now, but I'm genuinely upset because I accidentally really upset Blue. Okay, so you know how both you and Blue are both trans men? Yes. So I accidentally fumbled when talking to him earlier because I got my trans woman and trans men mixed up and I didn't want to accidentally call him the wrong thing. So I just said how he was like you, born female and identifies as male. Oof. Turns out people have been comparing you to a law already and he really hates that. Really? Me neither. The only reason I did it was because you two are literally the only trans men I know. Not true. So I felt like it would be an easier option than fucking up at the trans men, trans woman thing. And also I heard his voice for the first time when he talked about his video that got so many people after him, so I commented that. It completely caught me off guard for a second, just like when I heard you talk for the first time. Turns out that's also a big no-no. Yep, I don't even hate his voice. He genuinely has a decent voice that sounds great when he's narrating. I sat there and listened to his whole video. It was a good video, but I don't know, maybe I got accustomed to you being so chill that I didn't think something like that would be something he was actually insecure about. Yeah, you really fumbled the ball there. I guess I was mostly chill because I know you mean well. And it can be very well an accident in that you do apologize for. I tried to apologize, but he just said don't fucking talk to me while I was typing and then blocked me. But on the other hand, I feel like sometimes I can be too chill and forgiving because sometimes like with Springtrap, I let it go because what else can I do other than say I'm a man? Yeah, that would certainly do it. Note the way Lucas goes on to tell him to leave Blue alone. This would be far from the last time somebody tells him to simply leave Blue alone. Also note Jegg's mention of still wanting to befriend this child. So at the moment, I just feel immense guilt and that tight feeling in my chest signifying that I fucked up. I see, because I'll be honest, I always liked Blue. I saw him as a cool dude and like a server police officer of sorts. The only reason I wanted to DM him today was to get the full pictures why so many people were after him. Huh? So like, it genuinely hurts that I accidentally hit a double whammy and pissed him off. Me and Juj have already been talking about it. I don't know what info she's sending him, so it's really just kind of a sit and wait thing. I think the best thing to do in this situation is to leave him be, at least until he's ready / wants to talk, if that ever happens. He might want some time to cool off before actually forgiving me, that is if I didn't completely destroy any chance we had at friendship. Yeah, how exactly were me and Blue being compared exactly? Like, is it mostly because we're trans or something more? That's something I'm confused about if you don't mind me asking. My best guess is that people were comparing you to being trans men and boiling both of you down to just that when you both are clearly completely different people in other ways than just trans men. Yeah, like I am more than just a man, and Blue too. Like we're both different people for real. I will gladly admit my mistake in that regard. That's not at all how I see you two. You both are clear individuals with different personalities, interests, feelings, and experience. There's no excuse to just simplify you both down to just what gender you are. Yee. Stuff like this really gets to me because I know I'm better than this, so accidentally saying stupid shit that's not acceptable because like many times I say things without thinking genuinely hurts when it causes issues. I get that. I guess the added pressure of me being a literal adult doesn't help either. I'm gonna find a gift from Lion King to help describe what I want to say because it feels relevant. This is the best one we got, so yeah. Shit, that's actually a good listen. Maybe I should watch that movie again. Blue eventually reported the information he received from others and his own experiences, with Jegg to Red, the head moderator of Juj's server. While Jegg had a special role that made it impossible for anyone but Juj or Miguel to ban him, which means Red couldn't ban him if he wanted to, Red still brushed Blue off as dramatic and insisted that Blue should have a one-on-one call with Jegg, rather than bring this issue up to Juj, despite previously in the group chat with Juj agreeing that Jegg's behavior was odd. Although Blue expressed discomfort with the idea of talking to Jegg, he was convinced to go through with it with the understanding that Juj and Red would be present in the call. However, when the call took place, only Red was present, also suddenly switching up from agreeing that Jegg was weird in the group chat to claiming Blue was just being dramatic and Jegg was completely in the right. Yeah, hell nah. Blue, I want you to do me a favor. Yes, you need to talk to Jegg one-on-one. Yikes, alright, will do. In a private PC of the server, as soon as I'm done talking with him. Okay, hold up, let me get my PC on. Okay, I'm ready once you're done. Will I have to VC with him alone? I'll be there and maybe Juj, because low-key he makes me uncomfortable. Oh, okay. Jegg's forwarded message. If people want to forget I exist, I don't care anymore. The last thing I want right now are people talking about this publicly. It should remain private for the sake of everyone involved. Plus, I don't even think Juj and co care about TS anymore. My mom says I have a lot of anger in my heart. She's not sure where it's coming from, but I guess it's towards myself and other people. We actually had a long talk about me before all this, and in the end she reminded me that she loves me. For so many reasons. I'm bound to make mistakes, but in the end I'm loved, which was nice. Okay, let me know. He's ready. Okay, sounds good. Blue hated this call. Jegg talked over him the entire time, going back and forth from claiming he was being dramatic to love-bombing him with a bunch of random compliments. Blue wasn't able to speak much either, as Red did a very bad job at mediating, and instead just immediately agreed with Jegg on everything, insisting Blue was simply overthinking the whole thing, despite his previous agreement that Jegg was being weird in the group chat with Bree, Blue, and Juj. The call ended with an agreement that Jegg should leave him alone and they'd simply go their own ways. After the call, an announcement was made by Red saying these issues were solved and therefore Jegg would continue to be allowed in the server. Hello everyone, I thought I would post an update regarding the situation that has happened in regards to Jeff. There have been many miscommunications and many other things that were happening that had happened and needed to be discussed. Now, the news I'd like to state is that thankfully everything is resolved. Blue and Jeff had discussed about it and everything went well. If there's any particular questions about this, make sure to ask Blue or Jeff about it. Thank you and have a good day. Everyone. Throughout the next 2 months, Jegg was constantly friend requesting Blue and would only send more when Blue denied it, and would constantly mention Blue to Blue's friends asking if Blue likes him or can be in art with him. This is when Jegg adds Blue twice on the same day, and this is not the first time Jegg has added Blue. Jegg had went on to ask Bree if she knew him and Blue were on good terms, despite that not being the case. He mentions the call he had with Blue and Red, saying how nice it was, while Blue had the exact opposite opinion. Quick question, were you aware about me and Blue getting on good terms recently? Vaguely, I didn't really know what happened, but I heard it was all fixed. Yeah, Red had me and Blue hash it out one-on-one. It was a genuinely nice little moment. He's very nice and chill to chat with. That's good, I'm glad it was resolved. He then asked Bree if Blue still has him blocked. Mind you, this is the very same day he kept adding Blue and noticed how Blue wasn't accepting his friend requests. It should have been clear that Blue was not interested in talking with him, yet Jegg continued to harass him, refusing to accept that Blue wanted to be left alone. Yeah, and I was wondering if you could ask him if he still has me blocked or not, because if I'm still blocked, I can't exactly ask him if I'm blocked. Yeah, I'll ask. Also, I love that little picture you drew of me. It's so awesome. I love that slightly evil look I have that makes me think I'm an agent of chaos, which does fit me in a sense. Well, more mischievous than evil. Then 2 days later, Jegg would proceed to try and win Blue's approval by interacting with him in the server, only talking when Blue talks, knowing Blue doesn't want anything to do with him. He even went on to make suggestive comments about Blue, a 16-year-old boy, diddying, aka ejaculating. Blue be like, "It's diddy time," and then he diddies all over the place. "It's amazing, but I'll always be stronger than Lucy. I don't know, Blue, unless you got a diet of pure protein and hatred, it's gonna be hard to take on a small child who's got the same diet as Son Goku." Around March 1st, Jegg told Brie to draw doodles of the server members, being Mina, Lucas, Juj, and lastly Blue. Despite Blue having made it clear he wanted to be left alone. Okay, hang on, let me keep track of what we have for the doodle sheet so far. The two side joke above me, Mina, and Lucas during a board game. Me in an Australia World War I uniform hiding inside a kangaroo pouch. Some new ones, me and Blue comparing high explosives. He gets a cartoony black ball bomb with a fuse. I get a British Gammon bomb, British World War II grenade, picture below. Me and Juj roasting marshmallows over a campfire. Me with a British flamethrower, pic below. Brie then politely says that Blue wouldn't be comfortable with being included in the doodle as he doesn't want to associate to Jegg, which Jegg started getting upset about and began venting to Brie about his 16-year-old not wanting to be friends with him. Sounds good, but to be honest, I don't think Blue would be comfortable with being included without perms. I believe he's mentioned to me not wanting any association with you. I can absolutely do the other stuff though. Oh yeah, true, not sure what's going on with him. That feels kinda shitty. I just don't think he's comfortable talking to you. I'd respect his boundaries, you know? I know, but it felt like we made so much progress with Red helping us out, and I was still nice and kind and respectful with him even after he almost got me kicked out of the server, which really upset Juj Miguel, and it just feels like nothing really got resolved. While true, resolutions and forgiveness doesn't always mean the person wants to continue talking to the other person. Even if he doesn't want to talk, there's not much you can do besides respect that, especially when things could escalate again / further if that isn't done. From what I know, he doesn't really want to talk with you, associate with you, or be your friend, which yeah, could suck, but sometimes that's how it is, and you gotta respect that even when you don't understand why. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, you know? Like, I've treated him like everyone else in the server. I don't do anything different or special for him or anything. I just don't know what I'm doing wrong, you know? Like, I've treated him like everyone else in the server. I don't do anything different or special for him or anything, but for some reason, just being myself upsets him, and that makes me feel guilt, like I'm weird or something, and that really brings out my old insecurities from when I was younger and no one understood that I was different and had autism, undiagnosed at the time, and was treated like an outcast so bad I had cut off. An hour later, on the same day, Jegg goes on a rant, again, talking angrily about how Blue was uncomfortable with how every time he spoke within the server, Jegg would try talking to him despite his request to be alone. We already went through number 1 during the Red talk. It wasn't for forgiveness, it was me feeling guilt. I did the friend request thing because I was under the impression we had made up with each other. Every time I talk in chat, you reply to my messages and mainly my message only when I'm in chat. I do that with everyone. That's not exactly exclusive to him. I just think he's funny and can bounce off of that with my own humor. And you're acting all angry about it when it's just simple boundaries. While it did feel slightly sour after receiving that kind of message, since to me it came out of nowhere and felt like nothing really got resolved. My views and opinion on him haven't really changed at all. He's not some evil meanie to me or anything. Number 3, something I do a lot for everyone, pretty much all servers I'm active in. That's no way exclusive to Blue. It just happens that I can relate to his humor in a way that can work off of. Yeah, I get that. If someone declines more than once, I'd just drop it. I can see why he'd be uncomfortable there. Same for the replies, even if you have no ill will. While I understand you do these things for everyone, if someone expresses they don't want to interact, it'd be best to just stop. I also understand feeling sour about those things, sure, but at the end of the day, it's just boundaries and one person in the server with hundreds of members. While upsetting, it's not entirely the biggest issue. There's probably many others who also match your humor, and it's probably better to move on before it becomes an actual issue, you know? Yeah, you're right, I need to stop letting it bother me. It brings out bad memories and insecurities in me, and I can't really let that make the issue worse. It does feel good to get all that off my chest, to be honest. Later on, Blue was in a GC with his friends, talking about Jegg bothering him and changing both him and his 16-year-old friend's nickname to very inappropriate things. This is because Jegg shipped these two 16-year-olds together and treating them like fictional couple rather than real children. They would jokingly argue in the server together, which Jegg repeatedly tried to involve himself in. He then fucking spammed memes for a little bit every time I talked in chat, but he slowly stopped doing that and began talking to me again. MF, this ain't the meme channels. I'm not exactly sure what I'm supposed to be doing considering our circumstances. I get he doesn't know what to do, but just don't talk to me, that's all. And you don't have to over-spam memes either, bro. Jeff, please shut the fuck up. Aw, they're getting along! Yes, we are, for now. I've always loved a happy ending. He literally messages when I message. That's great. My girlfriend wants me to tell her history stories again. Bro, I'm tired. Then, later on, Jegg chimes in again, and then randomly changes Blue's nickname a second later, when Blue explicitly made it clear for Jegg to not talk or associate with him. Dude, stop. Hehehehe. Meme. Every time, bruh. I'm so done. JLS100 updated Blue. Set their nickname to Bomboclat. He did that just now. Alright, y'all, hold up. I'm gonna confront him. I'm done, chat. JLS1001 updated blank. Set their nickname to #1 Blue Stan. JLS1001 updated blank. Changed their nickname from Pinocchio to 100% gay for Blue. Changed their nickname from Blue loves 20-year-old men to Blue loves long noses. JLS1001 updated blank. Changed their nickname from The Real Blue to I Love Blue, he's the best. JLS1001 updated blank. Set their nickname to I Love Blue. Set their nickname to I Love Daddy Blue. Chat your nickname from I Love Daddy Blue to I Love Diddy Blood Blue. Blue eventually decided to confront Jegg in a way to get him to leave him alone and to stop naming him and his friends inappropriate things, a request he would not follow through with. The first screenshot shows when Blue decided to add Jegg back and DM him to ask him to please leave him alone and pretend he doesn't exist, expressing how uncomfortable he is that Jegg is still talking to him. Hey Jegg, I don't want to sound rude, but can you please stop talking to me or about me in the server? It just makes me really uncomfortable, and I understand things have been resolved and all, but I would rather keep my distance, honestly. And you don't want to send memes and all that when I'm here. Can you just act like I don't exist, you know? Do you want to talk about this one-on-one for a moment? I can't VC right now, sadly. I'm on vacation, but you're free to type here. I know you want me to avoid interacting with you and whatnot, but that makes it kind of hard sometimes given how prevalent you are in the server, and I've definitely made sure to tone things back since I've heard what you were made uncomfortable by. So no reply pings and that sort of thing. But like, if we're both interacting in the same conversation or in a VC together, that's kind of difficult, and I've just been acting like how I would with anyone else in the server, since I don't want people to suspect something is going on, since we're both people in the server many other people actually like and enjoy being around. Like, I'm very sorry that some of my previous actions have come off the wrong way with you. It's not my intent to make you feel uncomfortable around me. I just kind of thought we had a similar style of humor, and after the whole call with Red, I assumed we were cool. Even after our call, Judge and Red told you to stop talking to me completely. I get it may not be easy, but seriously man, you even changed Blank's nicknames to some interesting things, and I get you wanted to fit in, but knowing that I want nothing to do with you, it just comes off as creepy. Well, is there anything we can come to some sort of agreement that could work for both of us that we both could agree that will make things easier? Jegg then goes on to defend himself, and saying that he thought it was okay for him, as a 25-year-old man, to make sexual jokes because Blue, a 16-year-old, made similar jokes with a fellow 16-year-old he was close with. Comparing a grown man making unwanted sexual jokes towards a minor to a group of underage friends joking with each other consensually. Okay, in my defense with the nicknames, I'm literally seeing you guys make art of each other and Lucy in scenarios and situations I've never seen friends make with each other, even if they've known each other for years. Dude, I hardly knew you, and we obviously weren't in good terms, and you do this. And I'm willing to do agreements, I just don't know what you want me to do. I don't know, man. All I really want is you to leave me alone, man. Okay, I thought I was just playing around with the joke, but if you didn't find it funny or acceptable, then I apologize and take full responsibility. I'll no longer change his name from this point forward. I get that, man, and I appreciate that you understand, and I would like that, honestly. It's just a bit odd, you know, since Judge and Red told you to leave me alone before this, you know? Yes, and I'm sorry, it was probably best for me to just shut up and listen to them. It's alright, man. It's just mainly these jokes were between teenagers, as me and him have the same age and we know each other fairly well. How about this? We can have the most basic, plain interactions in the server. It will be basic and simple, and we can make it like i.e. saying hi to each other and just basic comments if we happen to be talking in the server at the same time or in VC. In return, I'll stop changing Blank's name and will not bring any issues or complaints to any of the mods or Judge, and all jokes will be toned back significantly if we happen to be in the same VC together. If that's not okay, then we can do it your way. I just don't want to have this kind of issue spread and people start asking questions when we happen to start acting weird around each other. Right, and I'll stop changing your name too. Alright, fine, if that's the only way forward, I'm just gonna have to accept that. Note how once again, he's trying to barter here, being like, well, I'll stop changing his name if you do this. Just refusing to just listen and leave him alone. Even towards the end, Jegg refused to stop and simply leave Blue alone, insisting they should compromise and get along instead of simply leaving these minors alone, like the minor's been requesting for months. He straight up harasses him for months, simply because he couldn't handle a child not wanting to be friends with him. Alright, this is the other general behavior section. This section of the video is for other behaviors that help paint a picture of the type of person he is, yet aren't big enough for its own section. This may seem like mostly petty gripes at first, but combining this with the other stuff we've seen in previous sections just makes his pattern of behavior all the more clear. Throughout this section, it is very important to keep in mind both Jegg's age and the age of the people he's talking to. This is not a teenager making jokes with close friends. This is a grown 25-year-old man talking to minors in a public Discord server. Any screenshots that don't have context attached are lacking context because there is none. He would just post these randomly when they weren't relevant to the conversation at all. First of all, Jegg is very aware of the age gap between himself and the underage members of the server, going to the point of making jokes about it. I know I'm in a server with people much younger than me, but if you're going to act like a child, you better have a good reason for it. 22-year-olds trauma dumping to 15-year-olds on Discord. So, when a 22-year-old trauma dumps to a 15-year-old is bad, but when a 25-year-old trauma dumps and speaks actually to a 16-year-old, it's fine? Sure thing, Jegg. I know I'm old, but I know many references. There were also multiple points in the server where he'd randomly start talking about the idea of being falsely accused of pedophilia, completely unprompted, with nobody even accusing him of such. In the first screenshot, Juj was discussing her child predator ex-caster. Jegg wasn't even a part of the conversation, and yet decided to suddenly chime in to say he doesn't diddle kids. I don't diddle kids, I'm very anti-kid diddling. The next one, nobody had been talking about him either, yet he randomly starts this conversation. If I say I'm not a what's stopping you from just going, nuh-uh, you are one because I said so? I never said you were. Son, no one is saying that, son, crying emoji. His behavior of wanting personal information on people wasn't only towards his victims like Mina and Juj, as he also behaved weirdly towards Bree draws, begging to see her face when she joined server VCs to the point that the ex-co-owner of the server had to step in and tell him to knock it off. Also, I don't know if this means anything, I don't know if I've mentioned it in regards to the dog, apologies if I did and sound like a broken record, but I also remember my first interaction with him was in a VC where he essentially repeatedly asked to see my face. Unfortunately, the only people in the call were me, him, my friend, and Chloe, ex-co-owner of the server. But it was the first time I met officially, I believe, him merely knowing me as the ex-caster friend. But it was so uncomfortable, Chloe of all people had to ask him to stop because it was making things weird. I don't know, reading the Mina section reminded me of that, and I don't know if it's anything that could be useful. Lucy also informed a writer of the doc that Jegg would shit-talk Bree in BC for not wanting to befriend Lucy, given Lucy's previous parasocial behavior. Even Lucy herself found this very odd and acknowledged that Bree had the right to choose who she is and isn't friends with. Jegg would mention in VCs and in private conversations with Juj that there was a point in time that he, quote, nearly became a lol cow. This, plus his paranoia around being accused of pedophilia, insinuates he may have been dealing with accusations at the time. And if that's the case, that would mean this may not be his first time preying on minors. Remember this, and the part that will be further down in this section about how he was so aware of the server being full of minors that he became obsessed with the idea of being viewed as a father figure by the members as you look through the following screenshots. The first screenshot in particular is from a semi-suggestive webcomic series, which he was posting into a server full of minors. You could say that it doesn't really matter, but when you look at his pattern, his fixation with porn, and the fact that he posts stuff from this comic multiple times, it becomes something to note. None of us care about the stuff he reads on his own time. What we care about is him introducing minors to this content and how this only adds to his pattern of sexually inappropriate behavior around minors. Comment page. Why is she built like that? Like what? Impossible build, bro. That's just anime characters. Another comic page. Another comic page. Another comic page. Another comic page. And posting a direct link to the comic as well in a server full of minors. Another comic page. Below are more screenshots of him just randomly sending memes relating to NSFW topics in a server full of minors. X2 trailer 2021. Autography staring at your mother. The axe forgets what the tree remembers. Be kind with your words and careful with your temper. People will remember your throwaway comments. I love reading these deep phrases and seeing the person who said it has a name like I don't know, artists turn anything into nowadays. Yup, this isn't a meme. It's unnecessary scenes. Fortnite. At blank, I found a religion you would like, and it's a Wikipedia page to 𝓟𝓵𝓮𝓪𝓭 who's a former stripper. Oh hell yeah, and just like that, she's hooked. I hate boobs. Noted. The law for not liking Yuri should low-key be death, but I don't know. The law for not liking Yuri is to make them read 200 Yuri webcomics. Thespian Lex! Oh, Blink when she sees a big pair of hungers. Yep, me and Blink have the same brainwaves. Apparently. Boobs! I love boobs, Blink! I love boobs! And this next one is him posting in a server full of minors making a total joke about Girl Scouts, who are often young children. Mine, Girl Scouts. Wow, it's not that bad. They don't get it. Why better than AI slub? They don't get the joke, chat. Question mark? Think dirty-minded. I still don't get it. Buttholes. They look like buttholes. Whoa. Fishing is like f***s. I fuck the fish. Note the dates. This is not the same image being posted twice in the doc. This is him posting the same obese, farting Bowser gif multiple times. Here. I saw a video on my YouTube feed the other day that was just softcore disguised as kids content. Disgusted face. A sign reading Horny Town. A meme talking about space boners. This screenshot's just him making a boner joke. The first human to be killed by a robot has likely already been born and is walking among us and has no idea that I'll eventually have a Wikipedia page about their death. This next one is cropped weirdly because there are people's faces in it and we don't want to show random people's faces when this is an actual image rather than a GIF. The Grinch stole my inch. Stop circumcision. Fight USA. Inbox. Say hello to Santa's fat sack. Anti-horny spray. And in this one, there were some younger members in the server joking about the term nose job. As stated before, even if others are starting the conversation, it is his job as the adult to disengage and say that isn't appropriate. Or at the very least, just ignore the conversation. Not talk about how he's a former pest in a server full of minors. Hi, former pest here. The nose job stuff isn't a thing. The nose is too small to have something that size fit inside. The term nose job is purely used for surgical reasons. Want to see my sure. Photo. That's your I want to see your cat. I don't have a cat. Then why waste my time? Yet another father pulling the pump and dumb SMH. Whoa, that's hot. Not you. And then it's a Roblox character with boobs. Farting Bowser gif. Again. Which side are you on? Mr. Balls, Mr. It's time. Genshin picture. Oh yes, the store. If you're deprived of love and attention, chances are you're gonna be a addicted freak. I'm slapping my belly with joy. Farting Bowser gif. Holy shit, FNAF was shared according to the new release in the Epstein files. What? Link to a Twitter post talking about the Epstein files. 25-year-old man posting a meme about a 14-year-old browsing NSFW threads on Reddit. I'm 14. What are you doing on an NSFW question then? I don't go to work. Duh. Farting Bowser gif again. The context for the next three is that people in the conversation started talking about an artist, and then Jegg randomly brings up the fact the artist draws. Then switching the topic to discuss how a lot of artists draw NSFW for money. Ginga Ninja, he makes. But yeah, a lot of YouTube animators, especially if they're on Newgrounds, do NSFW stuff because it makes them money. I know a lot of artists from all over. A lot of them do NSFW art either for fun or money. It's really not a huge deal if you actually hang out around them since they're just normal people for the most part. Jegg would also often make self-loathing rants about how lonely he was, despite mocking adults who do the same thing, while posting in a server full of minors about his interest in cat girls, or 2D woman as he puts it. Future wife trap. Bro, give me someone to love. Who's the Barrett guy? Me. I see. You should love yourself for real. I do, but I want someone to love me too. Meow. Confirmed Hispanic catboy. Blank, we finally found Blank a wife. What about me? I can't be a server dad single. Picture of a tank with a bunch of body pillows lined up next to it. Average War Thunder player. Do you actually see that in game? So I would cry laughing. I myself put anime body pillows on my tank, usually only one, in combination with other funny decorations for comedic effect. My hot GF right before I'm about to stick my meat in. GF stands for George Foreman Grill. Women are for chumps. Joe Mama. Come on, turn into a cat girl already. Do you think cat girls elongate when you pick them up like this? I'm actually 20 to 30 pounds overweight and have a big beer belly and I fucking hate it. I hate everything about all the comments my family makes about it. The teasing, the way it looks, the fact I'm out of shape, the fact I'm not allowed to eat what I want, etc, etc. Do you think cat girls elongate when you pick them up like this? Just like how you love 2D woman. Yup. Do you think cat girls elongate when you pick them up like this? The next two are about Jegg asking someone to draw Juj as a cat girl. Remember, he's simply attracted to cat girls, and Juj was a minor at the time. While this was already discussed in the Juj section, we're putting this here too just to show his pattern more clearly. At blank, turn Juj into a cat girl already. I mean, I'll admit I'm in the wrong and I'm sorry, I need to remember sometimes my jokes and humor don't work all the time and cut off. I mean, Jeff, you post memes about cat girls and cat girls being attractive. Blank sending one of those clickbait videos that cut off right before it shows something inappropriate. At Jegg, 2D woman. Oh, thank God, finally. Juj crash out. Not even a crash out. I'm laughing at you. Juj, remember I love 2D woman. Nine Nico Sugar Girls is fucking peak. Trust guys. I was there, Gandalf. I was there 3,000 years ago. At Lucy, the picture of the cat girl. The catgirl stuff may look innocent at first until you dig deeper and find his account on a War Thunder forum where he'd post about his fixation on catgirls and even attempted to draw hentai of these catgirls, which he shared with other users. Yes, these are old, but it still helps prove his pattern of sexually inappropriate behavior. On its own, we would not care about this, but it's the fact he's now projecting this fixation onto minors that is beyond disturbing. I feel filthy now. Lol, did he consider a career in hentai? Long time ago, his failed prototype drawings give me shivers. Jegg also had a habit of begging for art, to the point of getting angry when he wouldn't get as much fan art as Juj, Bree, or Blue, despite Juj, Bree, and Blue all being content creators. So of course their fans would draw art for them. He wouldn't just beg in the server or in DMs either. He'd also beg for art whenever he saw anyone streaming themselves drawing in VC, even if they weren't taking requests. It got to a point that he had to crash out in VC over this, going on an extremely angry rant over the fact he wasn't getting free art of his OCs. Multiple people in the doc were actually there during this rant, including me. It was a really jarring thing to witness. Now I just need people to make myself insert OC canon and draw me holding a chippy Juj or something. A photo of a drawing. Is this a stroke or a cry for help? Terry Davis. Fair enough, but are y'all free to draw my character too? Alright chat, what should I draw? My OC! These screenshot below are DMs with Jegg asking Bree to draw for him, and note how he specifically asked his Sona to be drawn super old, to joke about how much older he is than Juj. Hey, if I requested you to draw my OC, would I have to pay you for that, or you, like Mina, and we'll just do it for fun? Me and Mina did an art trade, so we drew for each other, but I'm willing to draw you something for free as long as it's small. I do have some commissions lined up, so it might take a bit before I get started. That's cool, I don't mind. I also had a really funny idea of what you can draw for me. Alright, bet. You can draw my OC super old and poking Juj with a walking cane. At Lucy, can I request art of my OC from you? I absolutely love your art style. Blue, I'm watching the stream. Why are you trying not to laugh? Bro, that's disrespectful as shit. She still hasn't drawn me yet. Work in progress. Whoa, it's me. You should totally draw me for fun and not because I'm jealous of how much art you get. Trust. Padre Jeff, you might get art now. Probably gonna have to beg some more. Who wants to draw? Who wants to draw? At Blank, how would you feel about drawing my character? Art from Blue. Where the hell are you getting all this fan art? What the heck do you do? Oh, I drew that. He's infectious. We have a chud infection. Now get Blue infection. I draw most of my stuff. Unless I label it as fan art, then I didn't draw it. Lol. Bro, I'm jealous. I want more art of my characters from the server. 𝓼𝓮. I'm supposed to be the dad. Grateful for all the people who have drawn me already. It's amazing. It's okay, I draw myself a lot and I post it, and some people want to draw fan art, but in that case, I drew the art in that video, lol. I did put references on my character under the pinned message in the history and military corner. Might have been a bad call, cause I don't know if anyone actually goes there. Lol. It's alright, man, I understand that. I hope you get some fan art soon. Some people just aren't too active in certain channels. Maybe try posting it on Art General. At Bree Draws still owes me one. I asked her for it and she said yes. I love the pony MOV reference. Gonna have to put her in the pear wriggler. I need someone to draw me with a sword. On a horse. That would be cool. Ooh, not a My Little Pony. Man, not even a little horse? Sorry, I'm thinking a regular horse. I want to make fan art on my BF's OC. You wanted to draw my character at some point. Who wants to draw? Who wants to draw? Him asking Bree to draw him with Blue, despite how Blue made it very clear he did not like Jegg and did not want to be associated with Jegg. Hold on, let me keep track of what we have for the doodle sheet so far. The two side jokes above, me and Lucas during a board game, me in an Australia World War I uniform, me hiding inside a kangaroo couch, some new one, me and Blue comparing explosives. He gets a cartoony black bomb with a fuse, I get a British gammon bomb, British World War II grenade, picture below, me and Juj roasting marshmallows over a campfire, me with a British flamethrower, pic below. Sounds good. To be honest, I don't think Blue would be comfortably being included without terms. I believe he's mentioned to me not wanting any association with you. I can absolutely do the other stuff though. Oh yeah, true. Not sure what's going on with him. It feels kind of shitty. I just don't think he's comfortable talking to you. I just respect his boundaries, you know? Another very important detail on Jegg's behavior has to do with his obsession with being viewed as a fatherly mentor within the server, despite very few members playing along with this fixation. He'd call himself the server dad, or padre. Not only is a grown man insisting on being viewed as some sort of fatherly figure to a large group of minors he doesn't know very off-putting, but it also shows that he's well aware how much older he is compared to everyone else in the server. So much so that he wants to call himself their dad. However, if any father treated his children the way Jegg treated the minors in the server, it'd be a quick CPS call by any adult who witnessed it. He had a role in the server called Chud Father of the server, which gave him admin perms. However, it's a role he begged to have, not something he was naturally given due to genuinely being viewed as a mentor. He asked for this role during VC with Juj, telling her he had experience on Discord. At Juj, I want my server dad role back. Wonder if I class as an unk, as the kids say in the server. Why? How old are you, 𝓼𝓮? 25. Damn, Unc. I'm the server dad for a reason. We finally found Blank a wife. What about me? I can't be a single server dad. And then there's this message he sent Juj in DMs, discussing even more how he wants to be this sort of trusted adult figure. Yes, I'm aware this screenshot was shown already, but we feel like it still belongs here to further show his obsession with being someone children can rely on, which is extremely concerning combined with his predatory behavior. Well, that can't be with everyone, right? Is it just because of my little special friend position and being a trusted adult that makes you feel safe around me? In this screenshot, there were some members joking about another server member being Unc, to which Jegg chimed in saying this. But I'm the actual Unc. I remember recording this week for overreacting. What is this? My old man brain can't comprehend. Bitch, you don't tell me what to do. You fool, I'm your dad. At everyone, hey everyone, Server Unc here. I wish everyone a wonderful Christmas, holiday, and New Year on behalf of the Juj server. We started things here not too long ago, but have already made a lot of friends and memories, and hopefully can make a lot more. However you spend the holidays, whether it be with family, friend, virtual, or physical, stay safe and be responsible. Be happy and hopeful. 2026 is going to be a new year for all of us. Let's all hope things go our way, but for now, just enjoy yourself in whatever festive activities you take part in. Happy holidays, everyone. You're a padre. Yeah, almost like that's my role name or something. Along with this message below, he'd also go into VCs, referring to himself as the server dad. He had a habit of sharing war history videos and would use his role as the server dad to make everyone listen to him and watch the video even when nobody else wanted to. It got to a point where he'd actually get angry when no one paid attention to him, even if everyone had already been doing something together, such as playing a game or discussing something before he joined. Every time I see a large gathering in VCs, I do a bit about going to dad/police moment and asking what's going on and what's all the hubbub is about. Because everyone knows a large gathering of the youths is never a good sign. Once again, these two screenshots were already shown before when discussing his art bagging, but it goes to show how he uses his self-imposed role as dad of the server to expect special treatment, once again trying to use a position of power to pressure people into doing what he wants. She still hasn't drawn me yet. Why should I? Because I'm the cool dad. Where the hell are you getting this fan art? What the heck do you do? Oh, I drew that. He's infectious. We all have the child infection. Now get blue infection. I draw most of my stuff unless I label it as fan art. Then I didn't draw it, lol. Nah, bro, I'm jealous. I want more art of my character from the server, lemao. I'm supposed to be the dad. Throughout the server, Jegg would make Epstein jokes in the chat and VC, sending memes relating to Epstein and the Epstein files. I don't care if you find Epstein jokes funny, and this is not attempting to get political. This is simply to help show his lack of care towards victims of sexual abuse. J stands for Jeffrey Epstein. That's it? That's the Epstein files? It's just blank? Another meme about the Epstein files. 5 nights at Trump Tower, analog horror in the hood, not clickbait, gone sexual, no virus, buy a Ridge wallet and play Raid Shadow Legends. Holy shit, FNAF was shared according to the new Epstein files release. What? Link to a Twitter post about Epstein files having FNAF in them. Bruh, one of the Epstein files is an email from Elon Musk inviting himself to join in the parties, and they told him that the parties are over and done for forever because apparently he's such a loser they didn't want him on the fucking island. Bro, that's gold. The Epstein Bear. Posting the Epstein Bear without context will continue until morale improves. The Epstein Bear. My cat won't leave me alone while I'm trying to poop. Why are these creatures like this? I fucking love how every LEGO fan is hating on this new smart brick feature LEGO's been pushing. Now I'm seeing shit like this. Worse than Epstein. To state the obvious, no, we're not calling him a predator for defending Charlie Kirk or having certain political views. We're pointing out his hypocrisy when it comes to how he treats jokes about the man who abused, murdered, and cannibalized so many innocent kids, compared to how he jokes about a hateful bigot who died to a death he himself said was a necessary evil that was worth keeping gun rights. It's more about the way he refuses to take child predation seriously than it is about Charlie Kirk. This first image below is what started the whole debate, someone sending a meme gif, which Jegg used to begin a highly political debate with another member of the general chat. My neck kinda not whole is too dark. I don't think people should be killed for their political opinions. I don't like him or agree with his views whatsoever, but killing him isn't correct. Before he also breaks to say that hate speech isn't hurting anyone. Doesn't make it right. He wanted her to keep a rape baby. He thought school shootings were fine. He was your basic racist, homophobic, transphobic person. We shouldn't be having a fight over this. This is like basic normal understanding. I and other normal people in this world will clown on and mock him as much as we want. We will be put down because you want to look all sparkling clean and nice. Humans aren't black and white. We are way more complex than that. Just because you only knew one side of them that you don't like or agree with doesn't mean you know the whole person, and it definitely doesn't justify the act of murder. Charlie, as far as I know, he didn't commit any crimes. Hate speech. Oh my god, you people are stupid. Go listen to the podcast. A post saying hate speech isn't a crime. In this argument, he proceeds to claim that hate speech doesn't hurt anyone, and that spewing highly racist and bigoted views is essentially the same as stealing $22 from a gas station. The way he downplays hate speech, along with his very racist behavior towards Miguel, really makes you wonder his views on different races. Okay, but he wasn't hurting anyone. I don't think shooting someone dead just because you don't agree with how they view the world is a correct way of doing things, and I don't even like the guy. Bad people have to die. So does that mean a guy who stole $22 from the gas station who's now in jail for his crimes is a horrible, irredeemable person should be fucking killed on sight? Hate speech isn't a crime in the US. Now, if it was a hate crime, that would be different, but here in the US, they don't lock you up for saying what you want, regardless of how hateful it is. And then there was this he once said, claiming he believes anyone who makes Charlie Kirk jokes should be banned. Once again, this was said in the general chat, not even the mod chat, despite his jokes about the Epstein Island, which is currently another political issue going around. Notice the hypocrisy of how he treats one political issue versus another. Along with this, he'd get incredibly angry whenever anyone made a Charlie Kirk joke in VC, going to the point of going on long rants/lectures about how wrong it was. The same guy who thinks jokes about a massive human trafficking ring where children were raped, murdered, and eaten are funny. At this point, we should probably toss Charlie Kirk memes into the bin and make it against the rules like another 𝓟𝓵𝓮 because they just aren't funny and are dumb as hell, says the same man making Epstein jokes. I don't like Charlie Kirk or agree with him at all, but the memes about him are actually not funny or creative at all and are just boring to see, says the man who spams an image that's just titled Epstein Bear, like it's the funniest thing in the world. While we're on this topic, I'd also like to show this. For context, there was an argument going on in chat over one member calling another member a slur as a joke. Jegg then chimed in with this, despite being a cishet white man who has no say in the conversation. I'm okay with slurs sometimes, but it depends on the context. Jegg would also consistently get very defensive over anyone joking about him being a Redditor or having Reddit humor, angrily insisting he didn't have Reddit at all and hadn't used Reddit since high school. However, while doing some digging, we found that he does have a Reddit account that was only created 5 years ago, which puts him in his 20s when it would have been created. We can tell it's him given the exact same username he uses on everything, plus the bio matching his interests. But note how not only does he have his posts and comments hidden, but he has his Reddit marked as mature, which only makes this all the more concerning considering his predatory pattern, along with when we wonder why he was so insistent on hiding this and what he's doing on here to make him take all these extra steps to hide it. Jegg would also bring up his quote girlfriend and vent about how lucky he was to have her despite everything wrong with him. He would occasionally send Judge images of his supposed girlfriend that were very obviously edited. I am not joking. This man lied about having an online Amish girlfriend. For reference, here are these 3 pictures he sent Judge. And then, when doing reverse image searches, these are the 3 original pictures we found. And when Judge actually asked him about the very obvious editing, he came up with this bullshit excuse. Wait, what's going on in the last picture? There's a black line, what is that? It's the quality of the picture. They don't have the most modern, up-to-date photos, so sometimes the pictures have weird quirks in them. It's worse now because she accidentally dropped her phone in an animal water trout, so her phone got water damaged. Oh, okay. And shocking absolutely nobody, the face he was plastering all over these random girls is the face of an American porn star. He would go on to send selfies of this actress to Judge and Miguel and possibly others. One could defend him by claiming he may have been catfished. However, he himself goes back and forth on the existence of this so-called girlfriend. As you can see in the screenshot of the conversation with Judge, he was claiming to have this girlfriend dating him in November of 2025. Only for him to claim in January of 2026 his only relationship he's ever had was with a girlfriend in high school who allegedly raped him before accusing him of specifically venting this detail in the general chat of the Judge server to Lucy, a 16-year-old girl who had been discussing her own experiences with grooming and being preyed on. And if he genuinely believed this girlfriend was real, he wouldn't be claiming she never existed only to claim she does exist once again on the same day. As someone who was raped and abused as my only experience of being part of a relationship, I know how hard it can be to pick yourself back up. And then, the same day a few minutes before, I've been through quite a number of tough spots in my life and used to do a lot of things I'm not proud of for years, but thankfully those moments changed me and made me really think about myself and what I want to be in the future. I'm happy with who I am now and I have a wonderful girlfriend and many things to say I'm proud of. Just because you are at a low point and think you're stuck, remember, there's a lot of change you can do if you decide to make baby steps in the right direction. Along with bringing up the existence of this fake girlfriend again in March. My girlfriend wants me to tell her history stories again. Bro, I'm so tired. This section just goes to show the kind of person Jegg is and how he behaved within the server. This is not the behavior of some beloved father figure he pretends to be. This is the behavior of that one creepy uncle all the moms in the family know not to leave their children with. On March 5th, 2026, Jegg was finally banned from the server. He was banned by Juj directly due to refusing to leave Blue alone and continuously harassing him to the point of Blue having to leave the server to take breaks on multiple occasions. Unfortunately, Juj hadn't been made aware of his inappropriate behavior towards the other victims until well after his banning. This is thanks to the head moderator we censored as Red, refusing to share the information even after getting it. Red was made aware of Jegg grooming Mina on March 12th, shortly after Jegg's banning, and gone on call with Blue after Blue left to discuss it. He had promised on VC he would inform Juj since Blue had cut contact with Juj by this point, yet Red never informed her despite this promise. Immediately after being banned, he began to harass the entire mod team, demanding to know why he was banned, as if he hadn't been repeatedly warned about his obsessive harassment towards Blue, as if he hadn't been repeatedly told to knock it off and leave Blue alone. It was extremely obvious why he was banned, and yet he pretended it came completely out of nowhere. He also demanded to know if it was Blue who banned him. The person who actually banned him was Juj herself, although she didn't admit it initially due to fearing how Jegg would react, and instead had a 17-year-old moderator who will be censored as Purple take the blame for her. Yes, this was messed up. Yes, we already talked to Juj about this. Jegg had a special role he begged to have called Chud Father of the server, which placed him right under Juj Miguel. Since mods can't ban roles higher than their own, it shouldn't have taken much for him to realize it had to be Juj Miguel. However, he instead continued to DM the entire mod team, demanding something be done about Blue. And despite this, what he claims in these screenshots, people were not upset over his banning. People were not raging at Blue, demanding justice be served because a 25-year-old man was banned from a server full of minors. He first attempted to reach out to Bree. She wasn't even active at the time, so she ended up ignoring him. Missed call. Hey, Bree? He then attempted to reach out to Juj, and when he couldn't get in contact with her, he reached out to Miguel. Hey, Miguel? What's up? I got randomly kicked from the server suddenly. I was just chilling in VC playing COD World at War with others, and then I got booted. I can't rejoin. I have no idea what happened. Can you check mod log? Okay. My heart is racing right now. I'm kind of panicking. I don't know what I did wrong to get me completely booted. Does it say what happened? It just says you were banned. I don't know anything else, to be honest, because I wasn't in VC and with my girlfriend. Who banned me? It should say that. Sadly, it doesn't. It just says the bot and whoever did it likely deleted the message or whatever. Can you unban me, please? Because I was literally just chilling in VC playing a video game. I don't know, I'd have to talk to the other mods, plus it's late for me. Miguel, are you with Juj right now? No, I got off a bit ago because it was getting late. Okay, I'll talk to Red. Have a good night. Thank you. Alright. He then reached out to me after sending me a friend request. You online? I am now. Is something going on? Sorry, I was dealing with some family stuff. I literally just got home. I suddenly randomly got banned from the server and no one knows what's going on. Oh shit, what? Let me check logs. I was just in the VC and then poof. Whoever banned you used a Dinobot to do it, so I don't know who. I'm asking in the mod chat now, though. Well, looking at this, it's definitely Blue. And then a screenshot of the ban log saying, makes Blue uncomfortable. Can't have that here, for real, for real. He would go on to reach out to the entire mod team, which of course led the mod team to begin talking about it in mod chat. The image I sent about what happened ended up getting deleted, but it was just pinging Juj, asking what was going on before Red told me Juj didn't want to be pinged at the moment, and then Purple proceeded to DM me telling me more about what was going on. I will say I was aware of Jegg's weird harassment towards Blue at this point and had actively been avoiding Jegg in the server, but I was not aware of his actually inappropriate behavior until Blue informed me shortly after talking with Purple. Hey, so she's currently investigating the situation right now. She doesn't want to be bothered. My bad, Purple just explained it to me. I hope Juj is doing alright. I'll delete the thing so it's not still pinging her. It's okay, don't worry. When the situation is over, can we get an update? Wait, what happened? I see so much shit and I missed it all. Jegg is gone. Blank is gone. Jegg made Blue uncomfortable again. Oh, I see. I guess Blank did the same. But like, goddamn, he's messaging me. What should I do? Not let him back in, that's for sure. And when I unfriended him, Jegg proceeded to spam friend request me. Checking my phone because I'm an evil liar who's incapable of sleeping, and bro, I just unfriended him. For real, at ChudMod, block Jegg if he friends you. Already done, thank you. What the hell is happening and why is Jeff DMing me? God, he's bothering everyone. When Juj got back online and saw the DMs from Jegg, she played dumb and pretended she didn't know who banned him due to how much he was freaking out and begging to be let back in. Look, I know he's your friend, but 1, he already has issues with me. 2, I just had a discussion with Red about how unlikely the other mods Blue bans people without reason or consulting others. 3, he literally just joined the VC I was chilling in before I was banned. 4, he's the only person on the mod team to have any issue with me since the rest of the mods I went to, they're all offline or shocked about me being banned. If it's not him, then whoever did it did a damn good job timing it right. Honestly, I'd let go of it. Blue's 16, you're a lot older than him. That's not the point! We literally went through the entire time and effort to make a mod team to help you with the server, and none of it matters when he literally does everything on his own, and now he's possibly thrown me out because he doesn't like me? Like, I don't like a lot of people in servers I'm in, and I don't throw them out for the most minor of reasons. I did nothing wrong, I broke no rules. You know me, I'm not a bad or malicious person. I think you just need to let it go since Blue's a lot younger than you and has a different way of thinking. I'm a bit tipsy right now, so don't expect me to write, like, 6 paragraphs. Can I at least be let back in, please? I'm unsure. I'm currently talking to Blue, Red, Bree, and so on. So does that mean we know who banned me? Or maybe what I did wrong? Because I don't remember getting any 3 strikes or breaking any rules or really any reasonable reason for me to immediately be tossed out. I don't even know who banned you. Okay, I guess I'm just gonna have to wait till the morning then. While the rest of the mod team quickly began to block or ignore him, Red continued to communicate with him in an attempt to defuse the situation. Remember that Red is a 17-year-old boy, which makes this another instance of him harassing a minor despite being 25 years old. He remained in contact with him after being banned, begging to be let back in the server. As critical as I am of Red for the way he mishandled it and the way he goes back and forth from agreeing with Jegg to agreeing with us, Red is still a minor. And Jegg should not have been in this minor's DMs begging to be let back in the server. Red. Yeah, someone banned me from the server. Miguel has no idea what happened. I was literally just in the VC playing COD, and then I disconnected. Now Judge's server is just gone. Miguel says it doesn't say who banned me. The last thing I heard in VC was someone joining and saying, "Oh, hey Blue," so kinda weird. That's a strange coincidence. Can I be unbanned, please? Well, I asked Judge about it and she said not to unban you for now because she's investigating. Wait, if it wasn't you, Judge, Miguel, Lex, blank or blank, did fucking Blue ban me? Okay, you know what? I'm done. I'm done being nice to him. I'm legitimately going to lose my shit. The motherfucker just says I don't want him here when I'm just minding my own business in VC and kicks my ass out without getting any sort of agreement from anyone else. He thinks he's the boss and everything should be done his way. I'm doing so much right now to keep it together. He had to have used the bot to cover his tracks. I completely understand your anger and I'm really sorry that happened. But maybe that was all why he wasn't speaking to me earlier at all. I do understand why he was upset, but at the same time I feel like this is a step too far. If anything, he can't be making rash decisions when I'm the head moderator for a reason. There's a moderation team for crying out loud. We literally just talked about him needing to have a valid reason and discussing with the other mods before banning people, and he banned me because he thinks I'm some sick fuck like 𝓭str and 𝓮 when I've literally proven myself not to be those people. I was completely fine with not interacting with him, even if I made things messy in the server at times. I was completely fine playing by his rules, but the fact I was just in a VC playing a game and talking with people, minding my own business, and he joins and immediately throws me out of the entire server for no reason other than because of his own rash, petty behavior. I honestly agree with you on this. I'm not exactly sure if it was Blue, but the timing was surely suspicious. However, I wouldn't be saying that Blue assumed you're just similar to 𝓭str or 𝓮. He isn't comparing you to literal creeps, but more so how he's upset that you crossed his boundaries with making questionable actions, just like I talked with you about in the past. You didn't need to prove yourself for anything if I'm going to be honest. This is Blue we're talking about. No, I remember during our call with me, you, and him, he deliberately said he was scared about me being like another 𝓮 or 𝓭str and wanted to protect the server while you were gone. He's just scared of me because I'm older, which I feel is unfair and does nothing but make me feel bad about myself. I see. I just feel like his experiences with adults wasn't the best, and he does kind of have the right to be afraid of adults, especially with how he's been treated before, like 𝓭str or 𝓮. He definitely wanted to keep the server's safety in line. I'll be here if you need anything. I just want to be let back in the server. Judge is investigating everything right now. But we know what happened, right? I'm not in any trouble. I mean, won't Blue be in trouble? And won't people start getting mad I got banned? And Judge has to be mad at Blue, right? I suppose so. I'm definitely gonna have to talk to Blue, though. Do me a favor and grill into him for me. What he did was fucked up. We do know it was him, right? And then Purple reached out to Jegg after Judge asked him, a minor, to take the blame so a 25-year-old man would calm down. Which, yes, was a massive fuck-up on her part. I do not agree with a lot of the way she handled Jegg, and we've already talked to her about this. She has Red and Purple make a group chat together, where Purple discussed Jegg's extremely inappropriate behavior towards Blue. Boom. Alright, I'm the one who banned you. I'll explain why I banned you and why I will not be retracting my decision anytime soon. We can VC about this. For one, I assume you got the message forwarded from Judge. I'll go from here. Blue explained the context to me in DMs and sent me all the screenshots of everything that had gone on. I was rooted out because, for one, you are an adult continuously trying to get back in contact with a 16-year-old who has made it clear multiple times he was uncomfortable talking to you again. Even after it had been explained to you why you shouldn't be doing that, you get pestering him in Judge's server and sending him friend requests to the point he had to block you. For two, I think your lack of understanding boundaries is a major character flaw for the mod team if this persisted. The fact this had to be explained to you is concerning. Don't get me wrong, I don't think you're a creep in the weird predator sense. I want to make that clear. But I think you need some serious reflection on how boundaries work, especially if you're going to moderate in a server that has minors in it. I think what you did was highly inappropriate and shows a lack of understanding on how your actions can make people uncomfortable. Unless that changes, I am not unbanning you. You have made Blue incredibly uncomfortable and he has stated as such. You should have taken that and left him alone. It's one thing to share a server, that's fine. It's a completely other thing to actively ask around about him in a public server that he's in after he said he does not want to contact you. No, I can't VC right now. I'll give you some time to respond. I want to note that Purple did clarify to me that the only reason he said I don't think you're a creep in the predator sense is because he didn't want Jegg completely going off the handle. He does agree that what Jegg was doing was extremely creepy. 5 days ago, Blue personally DM'd me about his boundaries, and despite trying to negotiate to make it easier on both of us and the server, he made his stance clear, and after that, I respected his decision and went out of my way to personally not directly interact with him in both chats and VC. It's very clear to me now this is not a situation I could fix in any way, and I'll admit I let past bad experiences and insecurities cloud my judgment and made quite a number of poor choices. And I understand that, and I think I could have done things a lot better personally and taken full accountability for my poor actions and choices if allowed back in. I will continue to go out of my way to avoid direct contact with him and let things potentially heal naturally over time if possible. The friend request thing was entirely on me. I assumed after the call between me, him, and Red, things were patched up, and I failed to get the hint the first time. Again, my fault completely. As for him being uncomfortable during the time after the call with me, him, and Red, he stated that me interacting with him by reply pinging and stuff was not okay, and he felt that I was going out of my way to try and constantly communicate with him. If I'm correct, that was not intentional. I simply treated him the way I do for any friend on Discord, and I didn't realize that what I was doing was just making things worse for him. I didn't want to go out of my way and give him special treatment, even if during one of his streams I give him money for support. That was not an attempt to bribe or pity him. It was purely me feeling guilty and letting it cloud my judgment. Both Blue and Red heard that from me personally. I understand that me being 25 and an older adult is something he's really not comfortable around. That's just a fact I have to accept. And I'm sorry it came too late, as it only happened 3 days prior to you banning me, and I finally got it through my thick skull that nothing I could do personally would fix the situation. And I'm sorry that my poor actions made it a much bigger mess than it had to be. If you got any other questions or concerns, to be as open, honest, and cooperative as I can. Both Red and Juj, with many others, can attest and back me up on the fact that I do not want to pose any threat or harm to anyone in the server. I've been there since day one, and I've tried my best to help others any way I can. It's something I enjoy doing, such as providing reassurance, being involved in difficult situations, helping out, and giving ideas to both Red and Juj about things that could help with the mods in the server, and even things like helping people with schoolwork. That's all I have to say, unless there's other questions. Apologies, I was doing something IRL. It's fine, I'm not in any rush. I do have one question. Why did you feel the need to send those friend requests? Well, I've sent a friend request to a lot of people in the server. Some of them people sent to me, and after that call we had where Red got me and Blue together to resolve our issues, we had such a great conversation together that I assumed things between us were patched up. And when it didn't go through the first time, I got confused and didn't know that things weren't exactly all patched up. I made the mistake of doing it a few times, which just made things worse, and after those tries, I just stopped since it was becoming clear that wasn't helping. How did you think it would help exactly? I didn't. I just thought we were on good terms at that point and assumed he would accept the friend request and that we would just act like friends on the server. Same with me, and many people already did. As to why I tried repeatedly, I honestly can't quite say, but it was a poor choice of me since all it did was contribute to where we are now. It was a complete blunder on my part for not reading the signs. I will say this, after a certain amount of time discussing with everyone else on the mod team, I will see if we can come to any sort of conclusion, but for now I think it's best that you take time to reflect on the issue at hand. So for now, until further notice, you will be banned from Judge's server. I understand. Now one thing I will say is that Judge has a lot on her plate right now and to not disturb her about this. If you have an issue, come to me or Red. No, I know Judge already has a lot to deal with as I've been exclusively talking to Red about regarding this issue. Alright, good. I would like to ask that you keep it that way. That works for me. Alright, thank you. Thank you for giving me a chance to say my piece. I hope this info can help you give people the right information to properly decide how they want to go about things. And here are more DMs that happened before this group chat happened. Yes, this 25-year-old man, after he was banned due to repeatedly making minors uncomfortable, decided to go into a minor's DMs to beg to be let back in. Juj sent me this. Apparently it's from Purple, and I'm feeling all sorts of things right now. Please tell me there's something we can do. I don't want to lose everything I've accomplished in this server. I don't want to be thrown away as another creeper loser, and I especially don't want to lose all the friends I've made and trust I've built. Like, a lot of this is not new info and has been explained to you, and Juj knows I'm not a bad guy. I've tried my absolute best to stay out of trouble, and I really have. This whole blue thing has snowballed way too much, and I genuinely feel bad that I was so quick to blame him. A bunch of people in the mod team have already unfriended me or blocked me. I don't want it to end like this. This server and community means so much to me. The people I've met are wonderful, and it's becoming the main server I hang out in. I've loved being the guy who gave advice and helped people. Being that older brother mentor figure was one of the best feelings ever, and I wouldn't trade that for anything. I'll do anything I can and be as cooperative with you guys as much as you request if it means I can repair what's broken. This top bit is an unrelated conversation. Hey, can you at least let people know they're still allowed to talk and interact with me? I really don't want to be completely cut off by people who I consider friends. Okay, no issues there. So it was Purple who banned me, right? I'm not entirely sure. I mean, you are the head mod. Can't you make a poll in mod chat and ask the mods if I should be let back in or not? Like, you have all the info regarding me and why I did things I did and why I'm like that. Red actually would end up asking the mods, like Jegg asked, and every single mod said no, including Juj herself, further proving he was not this beloved victim everyone was oh so furious at the super sudden banning of. Should Jeff come back? Sure, hell nah, 100% hell nah. And another screenshot showing that yes, everyone, including Juj herself, voted hell nah. He'd even reach out to Lucy, venting to this 16-year-old girl about being banned from a server full of minors while also trying to shit talk about Blue, along with once again trying to paint this picture that people are oh so angry at the big, mean, scary Blue because he was unjustly banned from the server. This is a 25-year-old man talking shit to a 16-year-old about a 16-year-old. Hey, so, remember how Blue banned you from his server? Yeah, I know he banned me from Juj's server too. He banned me from Juj's server, and, you too? That really pissed off a lot of people. Really? How so? Like, I agree that you didn't deserve it. You made a lot of mistakes, but you apologized for it. Like me. So me and Blue have kind of clashed a couple of times. Blue has not felt comfortable around me, to the point where he requested I not be allowed to interact with him whatsoever. That's understandable. So tonight I was chilling in VC playing games, and then I got randomly banned, and I made a fuss about it to Red. And the mod team discovered that Blue used the Dino bot to ban me, and now he's apparently in big trouble. I want to note, no one in the mod team claimed it was Blue who banned him, and Blue was not in any trouble. Jegg just assumed Blue banned him based off of a screenshot he got. Really? Jegg probably isn't very happy about that. She actually loved having you there. She said she was really hesitant about kicking you because you were there for her during the Chloe and Banter situation. Exactly. I'm assuming Juj isn't happy about it. And I have a feeling that me being banned will upset a lot of people. Same here. And then replying to the I'm assuming Juj isn't happy about it, I hope so. A lot of people like me there, I think. Don't worry, once I'm back in, I'll let you back in. No, you don't have to. I think I need a break from that server, not gonna lie. I'll come back when I'm ready, okay? No, I insist. It was really nice having you around. You brought life to the server in your own little way, you know? You're just as important as everyone else. Okay, but I need a break from there. I promise I'll come back eventually. Promise. Alright. Also, this is just me, but shouldn't mods like have a discussion before banning someone? Like, they should figure stuff out as mods? Funny enough, that's literally one of the things I talked to Red about, like an hour or two before I got banned. We talked about Blue just banning people without good reasons, and while the rest of us talked about it together, and I was mad at Blue targeting you, pretty much defended you as much as I could to Red. You have no idea how happy I am that you defended me. I want to cut in real quick and just say, the whole thing about Blue mass banning people was that the server had a history of being raided by UTTP, people who are known for sending actual gore, CSAM, bestiality, etc. So of course, Blue was doing his job to ban sketchy people. Me, Bree, and other people on the mod team can attest that Blue mostly had good reasons for banning people. He banned people who deserved to be banned. Jegg and Red were both pissy about it because Red views himself as the head mod who everyone should go to first, and Jegg wanted to be more in control. Blue was not just mass banning people for no reason, he was banning literal UTTP members. You have no idea how happy I am that you defended me, even though I frankly didn't deserve it. Look, I was a kid once too, and I did a lot of things I wasn't proud of, and becoming the person I am now. Until recently, you have a good excuse to get away with some of your behavior. You're still learning about who you are, and it will take some time before it all clicks, trust me. I really don't have any excuse though, I still wronged some people. I've wronged more people than I can count, but look at me now. Also, Jegg, with all due respect, What if it wasn't Blue who banned you? Well, I will say it is highly likely that he did, given your recent problems, but Red told me it just says the Dinobot was used to ban you, and it never specified who used it to get rid of you. Oh no, it was Blue. He used the Dinobot to cover his tracks. Has he done this before? But he gave a reason that screams Blue typing. Blue doesn't type like that. I would know. It could have been someone else. Well, it probably doesn't help his case that the last thing I heard in the VC before being banned was the join VC sounded than someone saying, "Oh, hi Blue." Brie does usually type in all lowercase, but I'm very, very, very sure she wouldn't ban you like that without consulting you first. You're literally still friends with her on Disc. Brie is very nice. She wouldn't do that. I'm still trying to think about who else could have done it without consulting any of the mods first. Brie and me are on good terms as far as I know. She was aware of our issues and was in VC with me quite a while, and we would actively DM each other. Brie is a nice person. She wouldn't hold grudges. Also, I literally gave her Nitro to draw my characters recently, and we had a plan to do a doodle sheet based around my character. Back on the topic of the ban, I will say I don't exactly appreciate me being banned from both Blue and Judge's servers without being consulted about it first. That I will say is a bit iffy. Same thing happened to me. Jegg, while some of the stuff you did was kind of awful, I feel like everyone deserves a second chance to improve, in most cases. I mean, did you really think anything I did would really be considered awful? It's mostly really just me making bad jokes or saying things without thinking first. In some cases, yes, but the important part is that you learn from them, no? Well, yeah, I always apologize and take responsibility. I know you're a good person at heart, Jegg. Thank you, that's reassuring. Again, the important thing is that you learn from this. Well, Red said that I didn't really need to prove myself since there was nothing to really go off of for me being banned. No inciting incident, no talking with the other mods or Judge, just me chilling and then poof. Yeah, that's kinda iffy if I say so myself. As a former moderator, it's important to engage with the people that are causing a ruckus in your server. That means talking to them, then consulting them before punishing them. Oh, also, I was informed by Blank that you talked to Blue in an uncomfortable way again. I guess that made him want to ban you. Literally haven't talked to him for the past couple of days. He literally can't hear me in VC or in chat. He has me blocked. What's the last conversation you had with him? Literally 3 days ago when he said he wanted me to stop interacting with him, and I complied. And played by his rules. Granted, he blocked me soon after, so he literally can't see what I say in chat and has me muted in VC, so... Anything before that? Nope. Really? Yeah, he has me blocked. This is all confusing me. I still don't like how I was banned without being consulted. It honestly hurt my feelings, even though I did something extremely, extremely bad. Blue just bans people for the most minor reasons. That's why I brought it up to Red earlier. I thought it wasn't fair that he can just act on his own and do whatever he wants when we literally made the entire system in place to keep things in order. I'm not saying this to bash any of the mods or Blue or anything, but I feel like mods should have a group discussion when one of the mods feels like they shouldn't be in the server anymore. Like, what's the point of going through all the time and effort to have Red be the head mod and doing all the effort to get a mod team together when Blue just does everything himself without consulting any of us or going by the rules we set up for being a mod? Exactly. I feel like maybe someone should talk to him about that. I'm sure Blue should be able to realize that what he's doing isn't really the best, and Red literally went through all that trouble to get a bigger moderation team. While I do think Blue had a justified reason to kick you, I feel like he should have at least consulted the other mods about it first. Especially since you're such a big part of the server, you literally have your own role and channel. Even if it wasn't Blue, the person who kicked you should have at least consulted the others first. I literally don't know who else that could be. I find that highly unprofessional. I think it was Blank. No, it can't be. But Blank doesn't type like that. Or nope, it wasn't him. Wasn't Blank. Sorry. No, wasn't Blank. I knew it. He's mostly just confused. Fair enough. But yeah, I'm kind of with you on this one. I literally cannot think of anyone else who could have possibly done this. This whole thing is just a huge mess. It's stressing me out. You and me too. Hopefully when I wake up in the morning, something gets resolved. Also, there was a conversation about Lucy, given how at the time she displayed very concerning behavior, which once again, luckily she's improved from. But I do want to say, there was a conversation. Jegg just was not an active mod. Oh wait, one more question. Did Blue, talk to any mods before banning me? I saw nothing. Alright, look, it's 1 AM, I really gotta go to bed. Red didn't really say anything about it, and he's the head mod, so I assume that he wasn't informed about my banning until after. Alright, I apologize for keeping you awake. Good night, Jegg. I'll see how this plays out in the morning. After that night, Jegg would continue to DM Lucy, venting to her about the fact that he was banned and lost his chance to be the server dad to a bunch of random minors. Even lying to Lucy that progress was being made to let him back in, which was not true. What was really happening was he kept pestering to be let back in, like shown in his DMs with Red. He even insisted that someone must have been talking shit about him in the mod team to cause everyone to vote no, refusing to accept that he simply wasn't this beloved father figure that Blue was so evil and mean to. How is everything? Slow. Some progress is being made on letting me get back in, but it's slow. But thankfully I have some new games to keep me occupied. How do the other mods feel? It's weird because most, if not all of them, minus Red, seem to have a negative opinion of me based on how the poll Red made in the server asking if I should be let back in went, so I'm assuming some stuff was said about me that doesn't take into account every single factor of what the issue is. He would also continue to go on to just shit talk a 16-year-old who didn't even ban him to another 16-year-old, while simultaneously validating the 16-year-old discussing NSFW topics in the server, which was the reason she was banned. I wonder how Juj feels. Not that it's any of my business. Me and Juj are still chatting in DMs about random things, so she still considers me a friend. Alright, how have you been holding up? Slowly getting better each day. Part of me is still mad at myself though. Don't beat yourself up about it. Staying out of Blue's bullshit radar is hard enough. Don't call it that. He only wants what's best for the server. Yeah, but he's mega paranoid. To be fair, he did have a justified reason to kick us. He didn't kick me. Oh, then who did? It's not really known. I'm pretty sure it was Blue who banned me. Yeah, to be honest, I had it coming. You weren't a bad person. You didn't mean to do anything wrong. Yeah, but it doesn't matter if my intentions were good or not. I still did those actions. Everyone makes mistakes. No one's perfect. I don't really deserve to be defended. I mean, you didn't do anything abysmal. True, but I still hurt others unintentionally. Well, then that's an accident. Red set up a discussion with me and Purple. Alright, good luck, dude. And in this next one, he continues to discuss wanting to be let back in, despite said group chat being set up to explain why he was banned and why he isn't being let back in. Might have a chance of getting back in, hopefully. Red is a nice person, so I'm sure it'll go well. Purple, I don't know as well. I've only talked to them a few times, but they seem nice. Hopefully I made a good case. By the way, are you back in the server? Not yet. Just want to make sure everything's going okay. I mean, Mina and Bree are still chatting with me, so that's nice. The rest of their DMs continue with him sending her random gifts and her slowly beginning to ignore him. This is the response Jegg typed out and sent to Red, asking for it to be posted for the whole server after his banning. It was not, by the way. It never got past being sent in mod chat. To the Juj server. Hey everyone, it's Jegg or Jeffrey. You probably don't think of me very well anymore. Hell, some of you probably hate my guts, but I feel like it was the right thing to say one last thing before I go. Thank you to everyone who knew me so much. You were all great people. I couldn't have asked to be part of a great community like this one. Now, y'all don't have to believe me or think this is genuine or whatever you want, but I feel like it's important to say anyways. I know I've wronged some of you a few times over and over again, made some people uncomfortable, told some jokes and things that probably didn't go down well, and might have made some comments that probably didn't come out right either. But regardless, I enjoyed my time here. I enjoyed being a history teacher or the dad. I enjoyed having people look up to me, thinking of me as an authority figure, but in a friendly way. People came to me asking for advice, tips, all sorts of things, and I gladly helped people who wanted that. It was something I enjoyed doing. I really enjoyed helping you guys with your problems, big or small, and having the opportunity to help teach some people some things that I've learned over the years. It was fun being in VC with some of you guys, chatting and gaming. It was fun being around, seeing weird people come and go, even if I ended up being one of those weird people in the end, unfortunately. But regardless of that, I have no malice or hatred towards any of you guys. I think you all were great. Some of you were very good friends to me in my eyes. I hope all of you do well in the future, and hopefully we can get Juj to 100,000 subscribers. Regardless of what you think of me in the end, or reading this, I hope you all have a wonderful future, and hope things go well for you. Maybe you'll make some new friends, have some open opportunities in life to do great things, and I wish you all the best. So long, everyone. Jeffrey, Jegg, or even Padre. This goodbye message reads as so guilt-trippy, especially the mention of how everyone must hate him now due to his assumption that Blue is this magical villain that turned everyone against him. He also acknowledges that he may have made some people uncomfortable and then waters it down to merely being a few jokes that probably didn't go well. Once again, he's refusing to acknowledge how much of a creep he is or how his behavior towards minors is incredibly inappropriate. This man is closer to being 30 than he is to the age of these kids. He has more in common with their parents than the kids himself. He is well aware of the age difference as shown in his message where he calls himself a history teacher or dad, along with calling himself Padre in the signing of the name. The closest he gets to real acknowledgement is when he says he ended up being one of those weird people in the end. He even goes on to say he has no malice or hatred despite his clear hatred of Blue with the messages shown earlier, along with his constant harassment of Blue. This message is clearly just an attempt to be seen as the good guy who was unfairly banned by Blue, an innocent man who did no wrong and just wants to be your silly internet dad. He isn't creepy, he's just misunderstood. He didn't mean any harm. This does not make up for or take away from the several minors he has harmed, or the minors he may still be harming to this day. Before I get to the outro, I need to say that we know of specific large servers Jegg is still lurking in. I originally found it through a server tag of a server known as Dita's Aquarium, which has around 500 members and no specific age gating in the rules or verifications requiring one to state their age, as seen in this screenshot here of the rules. I joined the server to warn the owner of Jegg's predatory behavior back on May 15th. Hello, I joined your server to warn you that there's a serial child predator currently in your server. We're currently working on reporting him to the police, but we saw that he has your server tag in his Discord, so I joined to warn you. His name is Jegg, or JLS1001, and he's I accidentally typed 26 because I misclicked on my keyboard, 25-year-old man with a history of targeting and preying on 16-year-olds. I'm waiting on one of my friends to send over the most damning screenshots to send to you, but we have a lot of evidence on this and his obsession with being seen as a father figure to these children he proceeds to have extremely conversations with as a grown man. This is him. 𝓟𝓵 then told me that Jegg was in the server of their friend as well, so I joined that server too. This server being known as 𝓟𝓵𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓮, and its member count is in the 2000s, while it's also on the Discord discovery page, meaning anyone can find it by just searching. It also has no specific age requirements in the rules or anything requiring you to state your age in their verification process. When we began sending over some of the evidence of Jegg being predatory, including evidence of a total of 5 separate minors, the owner of 𝓟𝓵𝓮𝓪𝓼𝓮, known as PJ, claimed it wasn't bad enough. These are rather off-putting for sure, however, not to defend him or anything, but they don't seem overly incriminating, but I'm assuming you have more on the way. Out of worry for the members, I began to dig through 𝓟𝓵's server as well and found him saying things immediately, which I informed 𝓟𝓵 of. He began to claim their server was 20 plus, despite letting me, a freshly 19-year-old, in, along with having no age restriction mentioned in their rules. After I sent 𝓟𝓵 that forwarded message of Jegg's, someone with moderator privileges began to actively mass delete messages Jegg had sent. This is the first time I searched his messages, which he had a total of 37,000. Then, when I search again less than 24 hours later, it somehow dropped all the way down to 26k. 11,000 messages do not just magically disappear. Someone with access to bot commands, such as the moderator using the 𝓼𝓵bot's purge feature, had to have been doing this. I didn't confront 𝓟𝓵 initially. Instead, I sent over more evidence regarding Jegg's predatory behavior. However, after I sent both 𝓟𝓵 and PJ more evidence, they began to ghost me up until the very day I'm recording this and have not responded. PJ even seemingly banned or kicked me from their server, as I can no longer get in myself. Overall, Jegg was a danger to every single minor in the Juj server. He is not only predatory, but prone to erratic behavior when he doesn't get this way, making him even more dangerous to deal with. The harassment he displayed towards Blue, along with the harassment of the entire staff team after his banning, only works to confirm this. He is a 25-year-old man who's more than well aware of the age gap between himself and these children. He not only disregards it, but seems to actively get off on it, given his whole dad obsession. Do not let him get away with this. Do not ignore everything Juj, Miguel, Mina, Lucy, and Blue went through because of this man. Based off of his behavior, this likely wasn't the first time he's done this, and it sure as hell won't be the last. Please share this document around. We need as many people to know about this situation as possible, especially if Jegg is in any sort of contact with someone watching this. We will bring justice to those affected. I promise you that. Juj also has a statement she wants to give about the whole situation, given it was her server that this happened in. I'll let that play now.
As the owner of the official Juj-Puj Discord server, I mishandled situations severely, such as this one. Jegg was a close friend of mine. Him being older and having experience with Discord servers led me to trust him. I never discovered what he truly did nor realized until the day the server was shut down, as this was when conflict occurred and when I was told the things Jegg had been doing. Instead, I was busy dealing with personal issues that I don't want to be publicized, yet the people working on this document know of these issues. However, I was still completely ignorant and selfish. Even if it wasn't my intention to come off that way, yet I still did and acted wrongfully. I am no saint in this situation. I was a YouTuber adored by many, but I still have my faults that I will atone for. I want the people affected to be safe. There was miscommunication from me and others who knew about the situation. I was not told everything that had happened, yet I should have realized. I should have reached out to those who were being treated wrong instead of not doing so. And yet, I was ignorant. I saw Jegg as a friend. I did not see the full picture until the servers shut down, and I sincerely apologize. When I banned Jegg on the 6th of March 2026, I never took accountability to tell him I was the one who banned him, purely due to my cowardice and being afraid of what Jegg would think. Instead, Purple, who was 17, had taken the blame for me, which led to harassment. I didn't see the amount of ignorance I had, and I didn't think about the person who took the blame for me and how it may affect them. Even then, Jegg would DM the entire mod team about being banned. He would act erratically for doing so. I didn't do anything about this again. I never told him to stop when I should have. I put many people at risk due to this, and to the mod team that were affected by this, I seriously do apologize. I blocked Jegg on the 12th of March. I understand that this was soon, but this was shortly after I suffered a seizure, which caused me to be incapacitated in bed all day. And yet again, I didn't see the whole picture. I wish I did. I wish I wasn't ignorant. I cannot change the past, but I am willing to move forward and become a better person than the person I am. I did not want to cause harm to anyone involved, but their damage has been done. I want to focus on making amends to those whilst reflecting on myself. My personal issues became a huge problem for me. The way I grew up and the things I experienced left a huge impact on the way I act and solve problems, but I shall not get into that considering it is, extremely personal. The whole situation happened in February to March when I was still freshly 18. I started the server at 17, which was a huge mistake. I am not mentally mature nor capable to own a server and community space, and it shows. From now on, I will be focusing on how I will protect others whilst acknowledging my mistakes. My actions have consequences and I will be working on myself. The one thing I never did was see the faults in others when they acted in such ways, especially when they were close to me, and I'm sorry for that. I tend to become friendly to people quickly, which leads me to thinking that they won't do anything wrong until I see it clearly. I absolutely, and I promise to change from this. I will take time to act upon myself and to put myself in other people's shoes instead of being selfish. I realized that I would only act upon things when it would affect me, which was extremely selfish. Instead, I will work on that to change so others are not harmed any longer. I want to recognize these situations more without making it about myself. Jegg should have been banned earlier, and I am terribly sorry. Blue, Mina, and Lucy, you never should have felt threatened and experienced the things you did with Jegg. I want to apologize to the three of you directly for letting this behavior continue for as long as it did. I should have been a better owner and stepped up instead of being cowardly and letting my personal issues get in the way, which severely affected me. But this isn't about me. It is about you three and the others who were harassed and affected by Jegg. None of you deserve this, and I should have been there to actually help and ban Jegg earlier. I should have been there to protect as the person who was in charge, but instead I was not. You do not have to worry about me making another community space nor a server, as it shows I am not capable of owning one. I was immature and unwell. I am incredibly sorry for the damage my server has caused to you guys. I recognize that I was wrong. I could have done more for you. I do not expect your guys' forgiveness. This is your decision, but I am willing to change for you guys and for myself to keep others safe. I will be taking accountability for what I have done. I want to show change by proving it. I will be stepping away from creating communities and servers, and I will no longer be on YouTube whatsoever. I want to take this time to improve myself, to show that I won't repeat my mistakes. And if I do return to YouTube, it won't be for some time, and I won't be creating commentary videos. Commentary is not a safe space for minors. I have been creating this content ever since I was 15, and it has affected me a lot. It made me think I was this mature being at a young age when I really was not. There's a lot of trouble and drama that happens within that space and has caused me to become exhausted. I will never return to commentary as I have a safer option in mind if I ever do return to YouTube. My issues, actions, mistakes, and problems will be reflected upon in order to get better and show that I will improve for those affected. I am incapable and immature, yet I absolutely will work on this. I still have things going on in my life that affect how I do things and how I think of things, but I want that time to pass for myself to improve. I know I can, and I am going to put the effort in. And to those who reached out to me on the 11th and 12th of May 2026, I want to thank you. You know who you are. Letting me know about how serious my actions were and showing me my wrongs has been a huge wake-up call for me. If we hadn't discussed this whole situation, then I would have never seen how I treated others and how I let Jegg's behavior go on due to my pure ignorance. I would have been let off guilt-free. Thank you, and I am sorry for everything. The server was a mistake, and I shouldn't have ever opened one. Knowing that I had my problems was the biggest sign of them all. The sign that should have told me that this server was a bad idea. But it led me to making dangerous decisions. And Jegg, if you do read or see this, then I, Juj, have no sympathy for you whatsoever. I cannot believe that I was a close friend to such a disturbing individual. None of us, ever, will have sympathy for you. Do not contact us or the victims ever again. I started the server when I was 17 and unwell, which was the biggest red flag. I will state again that I will never be opening a server nor community space within my life. Even when I am better, it still won't happen because I don't trust myself. I became 18 just a few months ago, so I still have a lot to learn, and I have my whole life ahead of me. I promise everyone reading this that I will become well once again. I won't be returning online to platforms such as YouTube and TikTok for a while. I absolutely promise to make amends, to show change, and to come back as a better person. I want nothing but the best for those who had their experiences with Jegg. Thank you and have a great night or day.